Welcome to Seneca Indians Football, live on KNEO.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're now locked into the official pregame show of the Seneca Indians. This is your home for every sack, interception, and touchdown. Now let's join Seth Wilson, Ben Walcott, and Daryl Harbaugh live on location.
And good evening and welcome to Seneca Indian Football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network. We're here in the Valley, Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium, as the Seneca Indians getting ready to take on the East Newton Patriots in just 45 minutes. I'm Seth Wilson. Seneca coming in with a record of 7-0 after defeating McDonald County last week by a score of 35-20. East Newton comes in with a record of 1-6, but you got to be careful with that record. It can fool you a little bit. Don't let that win-loss total fool you for sure. They only lost to Cassville at Cassville by 10 a few weeks ago. They're coming off their first win of the season against Aurora last week, 47-20 in Bunn. It's a second week in a row of a rivalry game for the Indians. And I'm joined by Ben Wolcott and Daryl Harbaugh. And Ben, we saw a lot of hard hits last week against McDonald County in that rivalry game. I don't think these fans should expect anything less between these two schools in the Valley.
Yeah, I mean, there's also county pride on the line as well. Here you can, I know you won't face Neosho, but you can say, hey, we're kind of the Big 8 representatives of Newton County. So I think there's some county pride on the line here for Seneca. And like you said, a lot of big hits last week, and expect more of the same here tonight.
And not to be I guess I call myself a little bit of a redneck. Where I grew up, we had another school in our county, and when we competed against them, it was called the County Hog Trophy. That's what you went for. You got a trophy for winning, being the top school in your county. So I know, like you said, there is Neosho in Newton County as far as local here. Kind of, I mean, Diamond, I guess, is still in Newton County a little bit too, but we don't play them. So between these two schools in this conference, it would be kind of that type of championship mentality. And Coach, you can kind of throw these records out the window. It's always a big game. Rankings go out the window, too, when Seneca faces East Newton. We know that they'll be ready, as evidenced by the 21 points they put on the board against Seneca last year at the half. In 2016, Seneca was unable to get the ball across midfield. I think you may have been coaching that year in a game the Indians should have won.
Bring that up?
Yeah, I know. What makes this rivalry game so tough between East Newton and Seneca?
Well, East Newton have had some good teams in the past, and they've had some good players in the past, and I don't know why it's that so much, but I can remember. I was just a very little kid when East Newton started football, and I can remember when Seneca would play them. They were just learning how to play a game, and they've had some good coaches over the year. They've got some good experienced coaches now that know how to coach and put the kids in the right spot so they can play. And it's a rivalry game. It always has been. It's not very far down the road, and all these kids know one another.
Tom Ellis, head coach from East Newton, has done a good job of putting together a squad the last few years. Looking at, you mentioned East Newton have some good teams, some good players in the past. I think back to that 2001 team, I believe it was, for East Newton. We're actually going to cover, that's a little teaser here, but that's going to be our blast from the past team. But East Newton that year went to the playoffs. They played Warsaw, only lost to Warsaw by 4. Warsaw went on the state championship game and lost by 4 to John Burroughs that year. So definitely.
Yeah, that's when Larry Bunn was the head coach of East Newton at that time.
Back in 2001.
Yeah, so I believe so. And there's some coaches around here that started coaching with him, with Larry Bunn. I mean, Larry was a very good coach. He's a very disciplined coach, and his East Newton teams were very hard to beat.
Well, that year also they had Alan Barber, who went on to have a great career at Missouri Southern State University, went on to the Packers and played backup offensive line there while Aaron Rodgers was there. Aaron Rodgers still in the NFL, kind of crazy, but
had a good game last night too.
That was a good game for the 41-year-old, 40-year-old. So yeah, East Newton's definitely had a lot of good teams over the years. A little bit of a rough patch here in the last couple, but I think it's 2020 they had a pretty good run of things, but definitely got to be ready to go against the Patriots on a Friday night.
And I think the big thing for Seneca tonight, I counted on the roster when I got it. I think they only got something like 34 kids out, and that's, for the entire 9 through 12, and they're just trying to get kids out. And if you're Seneca, if you can wear them down, that could be a long second half for this East Newton team.
All right, we're going to step aside for a second. We'll be back. We'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options, including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
And we welcome you back here to the Valley as we are 38 minutes away from kickoff. Let's recap last week's game a little bit for you as the Indians were on the road at McDonald County. They started out on offense and drove the field from their own 37-yard line. Probert was able to take it in after a 2-minute, 23-second drive, and the Indians never trailed on the game. However, McDonald County did keep it close throughout. They were able to find Prater on their first possession, starting from their own 37. But Seneca still led as the extra point failed 7-6. Probert again scored on the next drive. That lasted 5 minutes, 55 seconds, and the Indians' lead climbed to 14-6. Martin and the McDonald County offense was able to respond, going 66 yards. The two-point conversion was no good, and Seneca led 14-12. Seneca went on another long drive, 66 yards, 4 minutes off the clock, and Miller found the end zone, extending the lead back to one possession, 21-12. Martin dropped back to pass on the next MAC possession, and the screen pass landed in the chest of Brock Pendergraft. And then one play later, Probert made the connection with Hunter Haynes from 56 yards out, and the Indians had a two-possession lead at the half, 28-12. After the break, McDonald County scored on the opening possession to make it 28-20, but that would conclude the scoring of the night for the McDonald County offense, and Seneca defense forced 3 straight turnover on downs. Seneca was able to score on their first possession of the second half with Roman Miller taking it in, making it a final score of 35-20. Been in a physical game against McDonald County, and the defense having to be on the field against an elusive quarterback and Ryder Martin, a tough back and land. Even though they limited them to 20 points, what do you want to see cleaned up this week from the defensive side of the football?
You and I talked a lot about this off air last week during the game. They got to be able to wrap up. That was a problem last week. They had Ryder Martin, they hit him, but they never wrapped up. And, I hate to say this, but, it seems like kids aren't wrapping up. They're going for those big hits, and instead of wrapping up and limiting, a 3-4 yard play, they're trying to get a big hit and see if they can get a fumble. Sometimes you need to take what you can get and wrap them up, and I think that's the biggest thing.
Well, Ryder Martin is one of the better players in the area.
Yeah,
there's no doubt about that. I mean, he's elusive. He'll give you the old leg. He'll give you the leg pack. He'll stick his leg out there and let you go for it, and then pull it away from you. He's tough to hit. He's tough to bring down.
Yeah, it wasn't just Ryder. Ryder obviously is the main focal point last week. And the other thing, and it's not just Ryder, but anytime you get a mobile quarterback, Seneca seems to have problems where sometimes their linebackers who may be keying on the quarterback come up. All of a sudden, you have a wide receiver, running back, tight end slipping behind you. And so I think that's something that's going to be key for Seneca here this evening.
Well, also you look at what they have as far as linebackers being out. Kai Adams out. Probert didn't play any defense basically from the second quarter on. Those linebackers that typically spine the quarterback, you got somebody else find that position. And Coach Hilburn will talk about in a little bit how he had guys filled in and did a great job for him. And holding them to 20 points, that's an accomplishment. I mean, that's a pretty good job because they're a good offense for sure.
I mean, 4-2 going into that game, and it was senior night for Matt County last week. It was Hall of Fame weekend last week for them. So you knew Matt County was going to come out and play hard because they're not guaranteed a home game. Right now, they're 4-3. They got a very good chance of finishing 6-3, and they could be on the road week 1 of the playoffs. They're not guaranteed anything the way that district is rolling right now, and they're not guaranteed a thing. So don't be surprised if Matt County could finish 6-3 and finish 5th or 6th in their district because they're not getting any bonus points.
Yeah, when you're Class 4 and you're playing in Class 4 and most of your conference is Class 3, Class 4, there's nothing there for you. Nothing extra incentive there. And
they also have lost a head-to-head now to Monette as well. So if they're somehow tied and then you have Logan Rogersville in that district 6-1, there's a whole bunch of OMC schools in there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But, I hate to say it because 6-3, you should be guaranteed at least 1, if not 2 home games. Don't be surprised if Matt County, for some reason, doesn't get that.
Coach, a lot of long drives last week. Roman Miller being the workhorse, around 30 carries. The aerial attack being effective. What was the big takeaway from you from the offensive side of the ball the Indians put on last week? And Coach has left the building.
What was your question? Because I can try.
Sorry, I was over here next to the medal. I think I mixed it.
That's okay.
What is it?
What was your biggest takeaway from the offense last week?
Takeaway the offense last week is what carried us was the offensive line. And you know as well as I do, Brody was hurt, but all he could do to hand the ball off Roman Miller. Roman was the big back last week. And so the offensive line had to be the one to carry the football team, and that's exactly what happened. It's exactly what they did.
Yeah, he definitely carried the load last week. That's why the offensive line was our players of the game last week, because they did a really good job opening up holes for Roman to run through, even without Brody being available.
Yeah, Brody did a good job of gutting out that game, Seth, because they knew after the first quarter he wasn't playing defense. It took us until after halftime for you and I to even realize he wasn't playing defense. Coach is the one that told us that, and then he was still able to get it out, and he was able to throw some beautiful balls down there as well and roll out and make sure to avoid some pressure.
Yeah, he did a fantastic job. We saw him late in that game taking the kneel down, the victory formation, had trouble coming up from the kneel down. So for him to gut it out, being 6 of 7 through the air, that's pretty spectacular on a bum knee for sure. We're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. As sports fans, it is easy to envy successful teams. After all, everybody wants their favorite team to win. But we can get so jealous when we see other teams win. Unfortunately, these same feelings of envy often exist outside of sports too. Jealousy can quickly set in when we find out about the successes that other people experience in their lives. It's easy to compare ourselves to others, what they have or what they're doing. We can even get caught up in envy over how others serve the Lord. We must ultimately realize, however, the need to focus on our own personal obedience and heart toward Jesus. Envy can be very dangerous when taking root, but the Bible says a tranquil heart gives life to the flesh, but envy makes the bones rot. Today, let's shift our jealous eyes away from everyone else and focus on the many blessings God graciously pours down on us. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
It's time for 60 Seconds with the Seneca Senior. We're here with Caden Pettyjohn. First question, favorite sport other than football?
Probably basketball or baseball.
And what position on the football field would you want to play other than the position you play now?
Probably quarterback because I have an arm on it. I can throw.
And what's your favorite food?
The spaghetti my mom served.
And what's your favorite hobby outside of sport?
Either fishing or hunting.
And who is your favorite sports team?
Kansas City Chiefs.
And who's your favorite athlete?
Travis Kelce.
And what is your favorite subject in school?
It's either weights or FFA, or like ag.
And what are your plans after high school?
I'm going to trade school to become a welder.
And who is your role model?
Definitely Jason Renfro, because I look up to him a lot.
And if you could tell your family one thing, what would you want to tell them?
Thank you, and I love him.
All right, that's been Caden Pettyjohn. And welcome back to Seneca Indian football here in the Valley as it's senior night. You can see the senior players making their way across the football field. We want to surely congratulate them on a great career here at Seneca High School being part of this football program. Had a lot of success. This team has been to 2 state championship games, so it's a pretty successful season, or pretty successful 3 or 4 years they've had here, because they started Coach Hilburn's second year would have been their freshman year, I believe, if my math's correct. So they've had a great career here at Seneca.
And you think about it, obviously they're hoping there's still a lot more football to be played. And Coach mentioned it earlier, and I would have said it anyways, but, they've already clinched the number 1 seed in district play, so they'll get a bye and try and get themselves a little bit healthy here these next couple of weeks and try and go on a run.
You just heard from Caden Pettyjohn, one of the senior spotlights just a moment ago. We'll have another one a little bit later, but it's time for the Southwest shout-out. Last week we gave a shout-out to Maddie Aubin and Ellie Olson on their showing at the district golf tournament. Tonight we're going to give a shout-out to the district standings. I'm going to have a supplemental one here in a minute, but district standings first with only 2 games left to go. Seneca sits atop with Class 3 District 6 standings with 53.9 points. Ben says it's tied up. Seneca's got it locked up, the number 1 seed, so they should have home field advantage for the 2 games that they should play, because they'll have a bye week in Week 10. At number 2 is Cassville with 38.19. Mount Vernon at 3 with 33.19. Hollister is at 4 with 32.21. Aurora at 5 with 25.52. East Newton at 6. And Reed Spring at 7. Seneca holds the head against Mount Vernon, Cassville, and Aurora. So with their head-to-head, doesn't matter really what happens tonight. There shouldn't be any flipping amongst those 3 unless something crazy happens, like Aurora bumps all the way up. Even if Hollister bumps all the way up to the 2, that would be the only way. But even then, Seneca should still have enough points.
I was just going to say, yeah, Hollister, the best they can finish is 6-3, so I don't think they'd have enough points.
They're on the road this week against undefeated Springfield Catholic. That's going to be a tough win for them. And then they're at Reed Spring, who has not won a game this year. Seneca, let's see here, what else we got from that. Cassville has a tough one tonight against Monette. They got to slow down that offense. Then they have Aurora in Week 9. Mount Vernon has tonight, and then Monette to go. So 2 very tough
Nevada,
games.
not tonight in Nevada?
Monette next week.
Yeah.
Nevada tonight.
Yeah. You just said had tonight.
Gotcha. Very tough games for both of them. For Mount Vernon going forward. Hollister, like I said, Springfield Catholic tonight, and Reed Spring. I'm going to give it an extra shout-out, though. You guys were there last night. Ben, you were there Wednesday night, too. But the Seneca softball team pulling off the upset last night over Logan Rogersville 2-0 in the district semifinal. So they'll play for district championship on Monday night against Cassville. They played Cassville twice in the regular season. I think lost both times 3-0, but 3rd time's a charm. It's tough to beat the same team 3 times, Ben.
That's exactly what I was just going to say. And Cassville used 2 different pitchers against them on both games, beat them 3-0, had 1 hitters. But, you've seen both those pitchers once, and there are a lot of eerily similar things to what happened in 2022 when Seneca went to Cassville. The district was in Cassville, had to face Cassville in that district championship game and beat them 1-0. Last night, one of the better games that Seneca has played all year long. 2 runs, 8 hits, 1 error on the night. Had a couple of clutch hits for Seneca, and all the pressure is going to be on Cassville on Monday night, just like last night. It was on Logan Rogersville. The longer Seneca can keep a game tied, whether it be at 0, whether it's at 1, whether it's at 2, a lot more pressure goes on the team that should be winning. So I think if Seneca can play loose, Jamrose can throw like she can, they got a very good chance at winning.
Yes, it would be a fun night if the Coach Barclay in her first year at Seneca can get that district championship in year 1. She's going to set that bar really high for herself.
Well, you think about it, Coach Hardy, when he was here, he won districts his first year as
Coach
well.
Hilburn.
Coach Hilburn. So, Seneca is doing a good job of, as the seniors are trying to figure out where they need to go.
Getting everything lined out as they make their way off the field. So congratulations to those guys. But Coach Hardy did that first 2 years here. Coach Hilburn's done it 4 years in a row, having a district championship. Coach Schulte's got a couple district championships here and there. I'm not sure his first year, though. I don't remember what his first year was.
His first year was 2017. He won one in 2021. So,
gotcha.
So, yeah, I mean, Seneca, all you can ask for is a chance, Seth, and that's what they got on Monday night, 6 o'clock. If you can't make it, we'll have coverage for you on the KNEO Sports Network.
Make sure you tune in for that. That's what I did the last couple nights, listening to Ben and Daryl up there calling those games down in Cassville, Missouri. It's time for Seneca by the numbers. 3,490 total yards, 2,875 rushing yards, 8.87 yards per carry, 68% third down conversion rate, and 50% fourth down conversion percentage. We'll take a break. We come back. We'll have more pregame show for you right after this.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
It's time for 60 Seconds with the Seneca Senior here with Jude King. First question, what is your favorite sport other than football?
Track.
And what position would you want to play in the football field other than the position you play now?
Probably fullback.
And what is your favorite food?
Tacos.
What's your favorite hobby outside of sports?
Probably video games.
And who's your favorite sports team?
The Arkansas Razorbacks.
Who's your favorite athlete? Is it Patrick Mahomes?
It's Bucky Irving.
Bucky Irving, okay. What's your favorite subject in school?
History.
What are your plans after high school?
Going to go to college summer.
And who is your role model?
My grandpa.
And if you could tell your family one thing, what would you want to tell them?
I love him.
All right, that's been 60 Seconds with Jude King.
And we welcome you back here to the pregame show. Countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. It's time for the blast from the past. Last week we looked at the team from 2019. Tonight we're going to jump back to 2001. Seneca started that season against McDonald County, edging out a 1-point victory, 15-14. After week 1, Seneca was ranked number 9 in the state in Class 3. Week 2, Seneca was on the road at Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon put a score in the second quarter, and Seneca was able to respond in the fourth quarter as Austin Edson took it in from 4 yards out and made it to go to overtime. The two teams would have to go through a second overtime for the winner to be decided. In the second overtime, Mount Vernon scored first, and the kick was good. Seneca was able to score. They went for the 2, and the pass failed. The final score, Mount Vernon 14, Seneca 13. Seneca was able to edge out Lamar in week 3, 24-15. And against week 4, they faced Webb. I think it was the last time Seneca would face Webb. That's the last time they faced them was in 2001. Seneca falling 44-7. In week 5, Seneca continued against the bigger schools, falling to Neosho 20-34. Against the East Newton in week 6, they fell to the undefeated Patriots 15-29. They were to get back into the win column in week 7 against Aurora, who was only 2 years removed from their state championship season. Corey Bishop hauled in a 10-yard pass from Dusty Webb in the first quarter. Bishop caught another 19-yard touchdown pass in the second quarter, and Seneca led 14-13 at the half. Seneca defense threw a shutout in the second half. Scoring for the Indians in the second half was Dylan Webb on a 1-yard run, Scott Elbert with a 40-yard run, and Justin Day with a 5-yard run. Elbert had 104 yards rushing that night. He was just a sophomore in 2001. In the opening round of district games, Seneca fell to Cassville 21-6. The following week, they defeated Monette 36-13. They lost the last regular season game 26-14 against Carl Junction, failing to make the playoffs. Big 8 all-conference selection, first-team all-conference Aaron Albritton at center and defensive end, and Austin Edson at defensive back. Second-team B.J. Russo at defensive end, Scott Elbert at linebacker, and Dusty Webb at defensive back. And Aaron Albritton was also second-team All-State offensive lineman. Also, quick shout-out, I was going through those different newspaper articles. This is where I get all my stuff, is from newspaper articles. But we have Jeffrey Todd, who's our center. His dad was mentioned as an all-conference lineman, too, for Cassville at the time back in 2001. So he's got some good football lineage running through his veins with his dad being an all-conference selection that year. But we want to salute the team from 2001, another great team in Seneca's history of tradition, pride, and class. We'll have the coaches show right after this.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. Anyone who has played golf knows how hard it is. Being on the golf course is supposed to be enjoyable, but it's difficult to have joy while dealing with bad shots and bunkers. As followers of Jesus, we face a similar struggle to have joy when we deal with the difficulties of life. Instead of enjoying God's presence during trials, we can easily lose sight of delighting in Him when life's bogeys happen. However, once we start to lose our joy and excitement for the Lord, we must shift our mindset and remember that our satisfaction and enjoyment are found in Him. Psalm 16:11 reminds us, "You make known to me the path of life. In your presence there is fullness of joy. At your right hand are pleasures forevermore." Today, let's find our joy in the Lord's presence. And even when life is hard, we can enjoy being on the tough course, knowing He is with us. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
It's time for the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. Now here's Seth Wilson and head coach Cody Hoburn.
Had a tough physical game this last week against McDonald County. How's the team looking after this battle last Friday night health-wise?
Yeah, we're beat up. It's week 8. Everybody's beat up, and our kids understand that. And fortunately for us, we have a bye week coming. We have that 1 seed locked up in our district, and we have a bye week coming, and we're going to utilize that as good as we can to get healthy and hopefully be all hands on deck come district play.
You guys saw a lot of RPO out of the Mustang offense last week. Ryder Martin is about as good as they come when running that type of offense. What did that do for your defense in future games where you might see something or a variation of the RPO?
Yeah, we've played it a couple different ways. Normally, we love our man coverage versus RPO because it takes away when you run RPO, you're looking for a player in conflict, and normally when you're in zone, you give them that player in conflict. That can never be right. If he gets a run read and comes to play the run, they're going to throw the ball. If he gets a hi hat and he zone drops and then they give the ball. And so normally we like our man coverage, but with a quarterback like the Martin kid from Matt County, he's so fast. And the scramble scared us, and it still got us. But playing man coverage and those receivers running us off and not getting enough eyes on the quarterback, we were scared to do that. So I think the thing we did a really good job of is limiting explosive plays. We did keep him corralled, and they went on some long drives, but sustaining those long drives is tough for a high school program to do. It's tough for any level of program to do. But we did keep him in front of us. We made them earn what they got, and ultimately held them to 20 points.
We saw limited carries from Probert after the first quarter. Didn't have him on defensive either. You guys were missing All-State linebacker Kai Adams as well. You guys were able to hold that team, though, a good team, to 20 points. Who are some of those guys that stepped up and filled in? And talk about what they did for the team this last week on Friday night against Matt County.
Yeah, from the second quarter on, we lost Brody. We knew we didn't have Kai. That's 2 first-team All-State players, really good leaders for our defense. Plus, we wanted to be in our 30 front, so that added another guy. So Jude King, we've talked about Jude a lot. Jude played really well. The Mike linebacker spot, he did some really good things. And then Ryder Owens came in to play our nickel. A learning experience for him. He got better, more confident as the game went on, played a much better second half than he did the first half. And then when Brody went out, Silas Ball, who's playing our H-back right now, had to go out there and play. And he's playing on a hamstring that's not 100%. So he had to suck it up there in the second half and give some real quality reps at linebacker as well as H-back.
Offensively, Roman became kind of the feature back with Brody out and not being 100%. Able to go for 200 yards. The offensive line was able to get the job done up against a bigger defensive line. How did that O-line grade out as far as a coach's perspective?
Yeah, they continue to be really good. They battle. That was a very good defensive line and really good test for us. And then you talked about Roman. I mentioned it in the post game, but we knew at halftime we weren't going to run Brody. And we didn't want them to know that, but we weren't going to run Brody. We're going to Brody was so dang tough for being able just to finish that game and hand the ball off and make some big time throws and basically playing on one leg. But, so we were thinking about, do we roll Hunter Haynes in at running back? What do we do to kind of limit the load? And Roman was like, we're not doing anything. We're going to give me the football. And that's the type of kid he is. That's who he wants to be. As far as our offensive line, that I was really proud of them, but, they were angry. We got the ball up 2 scores on the 6-yard line, 1st and goal on the 6. We got to finish that drive. It takes all the heat off of our defense. We finished that drive, and we had 2 plays in a row, 2 inside run plays that we got stuffed on. And that's what we focused on Monday. There was a ton of good we could have focused on, but that one drive right there, we got to be able to put the ball game away.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
Another week in Big 8, another rivalry game. We know that there's going to be a lot of hard hits this week. While East Newton hasn't put together the season they'd like to, they know they always play Seneca tough. What do you see from them on offense that they do well?
Man, they do a ton well. Coach Ellis is doing a tremendous job over there. Normally you get a team that's 1-6 and you think, oh, your kids aren't playing hard. Those kids play hard. And they've got to be the best 1-6 team in the state. They played Cassville 24-14. They're down 14-0 to Nevada, at halftime, and played them really tough. And then it finally comes together for them last week, and they beat Aurora by 20, who the week before, only lost to McDonald County by 7. And that's what the Big 8 is. And you better show up every single week. They do some really good stuff on offense. They're very balanced, about 50% run, 50% pass. And they do some stuff that makes really sound football teams kind of question what you're doing, and they do some stuff that influence you and mess with your keys a little bit. And so we're going to have to be sound. We have to switch some things up this week with our keys and hopefully get guys in the right spot to make plays.
And defensively, we've seen them line up in a 4-2, 4-3 defense. They've been able to contain quarterback at times when he drops back to pass. What are you guys preparing for to see from them on defense?
Yeah, we've got to a point that we prepare for a lot of stuff throughout the week, even stuff we haven't seen, because that's kind of been what we've got. A team hasn't shown a certain front all year, then we come out and we get a different front. So we got to be ready for everything, and we're getting to that point in the year. Our offensive line has seen all these fronts. So yeah, we're preparing for a 4-man front, whether it be 4-2 or 4-3. We tried to build our offensive install this week that we're sound versus both fronts, and then if they come out in something else, be ready to adapt.
All right, Coach, lastly, it's senior night. We kind of want to spend a little bit more time on this, but run through those guys and what they brought to the program over the last few years for you.
Yeah, hopefully I don't miss any of them. We'll start with Noah Carroll. Noah Carroll's a manager for us that was a player and saw a need in our program, and he's been there. He's like an extra coach for us. Does a ton of work for us that doesn't go unnoticed. And we got 12 seniors that are players, and Kaiden Pettyjohn and Stone Oiler and Hunter Haynes, Drew Sherwood, Brock Pendergraft, Jude King, Gentry Barnes, Blaze Graham, Brody Probert, Kai Adams, Jace Renfro, and Roman Miller. And I'm glad you're asking me now, because it's probably as senior night gets closer, I'm getting old. And like Coach Hodge says, man, my allergies act up about these guys and what they've meant for me in our program. And I think people don't realize the time we spend together. And they open up a spring window for us to have practice in the spring starting in April. And we've been able to play since till December every year. We're talking 8 and 9 months that we go straight through together. And told our guys, man, it's starting to go really fast. And these guys have done a ton for our program. And, I was trying to just look at, their success. And right now they're 44-4 is their win total right there. And 2 of those losses were their freshman year when they weren't on the field. And they were just a part of it. And so you look at it, they've lost 2 football games, both of them being state titles. And I hope people realize that doesn't happen, that they have to set the tone for our program, and they start showing up in April and the process that they go through. They don't miss in the summer. They're up at 5:30 a.m. all summer long when other kids aren't doing that, and have to go to bed early in the summer when other kids aren't doing that. People don't see what they do in the weight room on a daily basis in season. People don't see the injuries they're playing with every night out there. And what they've done is, in our senior groups for years now, have set the tone for our program. And our underclassmen look up to them, and that's what keeps this process going. That's what kept us consistent, is not just a results deal. It's a process thing. And these guys continue to understand the process and continue to set a great example for the rest of our younger kids.
You've been listening to the Cody Hoburn Coaches Show. The Coaches Show is sponsored by Prater's Pharmacy and New Mac Electric. We'll be back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca is proud to support this portion of the game. They offer banking services including checking and savings accounts, CDs, and loans for individuals and businesses. They have locations in the Seneca and Joplin areas and are online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca, proud supporters of the Seneca Indians. Member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Emery Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Emery Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at emeryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Welcome you back here to the Valley Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium as we are less than 8 minutes away from kickoff. Tonight at home against the East Newton Patriots, it's senior night. Matchup goes back to 1966. 55-7, Seneca holds the advantage. East Newton won most recently in 2020 and 2016. East Newton comes in with a 1-6 record with a win over Aurora. Their offense comes in averaging 18 points per game, down just a tick from last year. They'll run I formation, they'll run spread, whatever they need to get the job done under Coach Ellis. Been with the Patriots throwing so many different looks on offense. What do you do to focus on defensively tonight, slow down the offense that comes in averaging 3 touchdowns per game?
I mean, the obvious answer is stop the run and make them pass, but, sometimes, that's where Seneca struggles, is working against passing. Yeah. And so we'll have to see what happens here this evening, as it'll be interesting to see on what's going on here this evening. A lot of teams try and run the ball, and they don't have very much success, so we'll see if East Newton, maybe changes it up, tries to pass the ball to start the game.
They have Youngblood at quarterback. He was a wide receiver last year. Of course, they graduated their quarterback last year. Number 12, I remember his number. I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
I think.
What's that?
Brandon Wolf?
Well, Wolf was a running back more last year, I believe. Last year they had him in the running back wide receiver position. They used somebody else at the quarterback position, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. Again, I've never made a mistake, but, we'll just pretend like Seth knows what he's talking about last year.
Braxton was his name.
Braxton Wolf, yes, and he's got a little brother, Aiden, number 12, who does a lot of good, or number 10, who does a lot of good things for them too. He's just a junior. but definitely they look to get the run game going. Seneca does well against the run. They've seen a lot of pass this year. They've held some teams that like to pass quite a bit, like Carl Junction under wraps, even Monette, even though they threw the ball 80 times during the game, they kept them
under 50%.
You have to consider they kept that pretty well contained, seeing how many possessions that Monette got, and they only, that's a lot of offensive plays. So they got wore out that night, so they're ready for that. Defensively, East Newton likes to run a 4-2, 4-3 look. If you're not spread out, they'll walk their corners up almost to a defensive end position, help with the run like we saw them do against Aurora. Coach, where does Seneca need to look tonight to attack this defense?
Well, I used to coach with Larry Perkins as a D coordinator over there. I used to coach with him, very fine D coordinator. I guarantee his kids will be in the right position. I don't know if they'll make the right reads or not, but his kids will be in the right position. They might go 4-2 when we spread it out. If we go double back, they look at 4-3. Look for them to do everything they can to stop the run.
Well, they had a pretty good defensive series in that first quarter against Aurora. I know Aurora put up 27, I believe it was 21, something like that against East Newton. So they were able to contain Aurora for the most part with that good quarterback in Creasy. I believe Aurora also had Diaz back, which they didn't have against us. I know Seneca had a insurmountable lead in that first half, but it was a first quarter game. I think it was like 7-0 or 14-0 in favor of the Patriots last week. So they do a good job of containing on the defensive side of the football. We'll see if Seneca can make things happen tonight. We're going to take a break. We come back, we'll have more pregame show for you. Your countdown to kickoff sponsors, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
Hi, I'm Pastor Rod Van Gorkum of First Baptist Church Seneca, and I would like to take a minute and share about grace. What is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something you don't deserve. See, I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God gives away to me and to others by His grace. The Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 11, "For the grace of God hath appeared, bringing salvation to all men." Have you accepted God's gift of grace, His salvation through His Son, Jesus Christ? If not, please do, for the Bible says today is the day of salvation. For KNEO Radio, I'm Rod Van Gorkum.
And we welcome you back to the Valley here as we're about 3 minutes away from kickoff. Captains for the East Newton Patriots, number 17, Virgil Rosary, number 4, River Inlow, number 11, Caden Youngblood,
58.
And number 58 is Alan McFarland. For the Indians, Brody Probert, Jace Renfro, Hunter Haynes, and Drew Sherwood. Guys, we haven't even talked about that tonight. Not having Brody Probert tonight going to be a big hit for them offensively and defensively. Of course, we talked about we had him without him basically for 3 quarters the other night against McDonald County, and Seneca fared really well on the defensive side of the ball. Only able to pass on the offensive side of the ball for 3 quarters, and he put up some good numbers. So it's going to be probably Clay Davidson or Brant Laughlin stepping up to fill that position. We'll see which one takes the lead snaps. They may split time. We don't know what Coach Hilborn's got in mind, but we'll find out in about 2.5 minutes. So,
regardless of who's the quarterback, Roman Miller's going to get a lot of carries. It's just a question of, is there not going to be as much QB read tonight as there normally would be?
Go ahead, Coach.
No, we got Chris Anderson down here and his crew's covering it. They just got through with the coaches talk, make sure everything's going good. He's discussing the coin as well. They'll always let the visiting team makes the call.
Is it a $50 or a silver dollar, Coach?
Man, I can't tell you, but I couldn't spend it anywhere.
You threw it out there pretty far.
Seneca has won the toss, and they have elected to defer, so they will be kicking off to East Newton.
So the defer, they'll be getting the ball. Actually, I think Seneca will probably get the ball. We'll see.
Yeah, if you defer, you're probably.
I mean, stranger things have happened. I never forget. I've been out there at a coin toss before.
Well, no, if Seneca defers, you're kicking off.
You're kicking off. East Newton's getting the ball.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Sorry, I was trying to think about. I had it backwards. I was thinking back to whenever I was playing. There was a kid that came out there for the coin toss, and his coach told him, "All right, we want to defer to the second half." The kid goes, "We want to kick." And so I was like, "All right, it's fine with us. We'll take the ball." Seneca countdown to kickoff sponsors tonight: People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. We want to give a special shout out to to People's Bank of Seneca sponsoring Chick-fil-A sandwiches up here tonight. It was quite good. I'm a big fan of Chick-fil-A. My son Crew is also a big fan of Chick-fil-A. But we want to thank People's Bank of Seneca for doing that for the press box staff up here tonight. I sure appreciate them doing that.
Yeah, People's Bank does a lot for us.
They do a lot of the school district too, yeah.
So they do a lot for Seneca and obviously for KNEO as well. So.
Yeah, great to have them as being a partner with us, and the school district, I'm sure, is very appreciative of everything they do. Can't say enough good things about how they help us out, the radio station, how they help us out, the school district for sure. You see them all the time. They're helping send off baseball teams and football teams and basketball teams, cheerleading squads.
Don't be surprised Monday if they do something for the softball team either.
Yeah, the softball team will be down to districts in Cassville, Missouri on Monday evening. Tune in, listen to Ben and Coach on that one. That's what I've been doing. So they've had a nice run here in districts. Let's see if they can cap it off with the district championship, Class 3, District 6, I believe it is.
And if they win, regardless of who wins, the winner gets a long road trip. They have to go to either Southern Boone or Eldon next Saturday.
River Enlow back deep to receive, as well as number 17, Virgil Rosary for the Patriots.
Kickoff unit looks a little bit different as well for Seneca with Probert not out there.
Neither is Roman Miller. Roman Miller's taking a breather here on this kickoff team. Magnus Gasway is going to kick this one away. High end over end kick that River Enlow is going to field at the 20-yard line. Coming downfield fast is Blaze Graham. Going to slow him down a little bit. And the rest of the cavalry comes in and wraps up Enlow. Dawson Manley there on the stop, as well as Jude King will be first down and 10 for East Newton, just shy of their own 30-yard line.
And Seth Gasaway, we've talked about it all year long, but he's done a good job since he's come in of angling those kicks and allowing his kickoff coverage team to get down there and not allow him to break containment.
We'll see what East Newton decides to do here. First play from scrimmage, if they decide to go for the deep ball, is Rosary split out to the near side with Bales. Two receivers to the far side, Youngblood at quarterback. In low to the right of him, going to send a man in motion. Youngblood going to roll out to her right, looking to pass. Got the outright. That's going to be caught immediately by number 17. Rosary makes the first man miss. Ryder Owens first man there, and then Jude King and Brant Laughlin wrap him up and take him down to 42. A pickup of 13 on the play, first down and 10.
Seneca playing zone coverage there, Seth. He just finds the soft spot in the zone. And Ryder Owens and, behind Owens and in front of, I think that's Laughlin.
Yeah, Laughlin was over here, Ryder Owens, and then Jude King helped finish it up.
Must have been a little switch in the rotation on that defense because Coach is not happy.
Two receivers on each side for Youngblood. Looking over the defense, going to drop back to pass. Three-step drop, gets rid of the ball, right over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. Blaze Graham had a beat on, then he puts a hit on number 12. The intended target was Draven Ellison, just a freshman out there, and Graham kind of didn't go in with his helmet, so that was smart.
I don't think Graham was looking for the ball, because if he was looking for the ball, he would have picked it off.
It would have been an easy interception for him, but he's back there, free safety, roaming around, seeing what he can see. Youngblood going to bring the play into the huddle.
And that was a nice job there by East Newton. That kid was open if he had zipped it in there a little bit quicker.
Mathinson split out to the far side. Ellison near side with Bales and Rosary. It's going to be a handoff to, it's Youngblood keeping it wrapped in the middle. He's going to be wrapped up by Hartg. Spins out of that one and being finally taken down by Blaze Graham and Ryder Owen. Not before Youngblood can get up to the 48-yard line. We'll have him marked a 6-yard pickup, third down and 4.
And Seth, that's what we were talking about wrapping up. Hartg had him after a gain of maybe 2, and instead you don't wrap up, and he picks up an extra 4 yards and makes it third and manageable.
Well, it's when they got a hold of him, they try to spin him to the ground. You can't do that. Just get a hold of him, keep him there.
Bales to the near side, two receivers to the far side. Got to watch that tight end coming off the line of scrimmage. That's Aiden Wolf. He may be lined up in the neutral zone. Ben, it's right in front of you. What's it look like?
It does look like he's lined up in the neutral zone. I'm surprised.
It's going to be a handoff to Enlow to the right side. Aiden Crane, first man there with Roman Miller. They're going to stuff him for maybe just a forward progress. Gain of 1 to the 49. Going to make it 4th down and 3. Good stop there by Roman Miller. Saw Green, ran to it, filled the spot, wrapped up, took him down. Aiden Crane there to help out on the tackle.
And don't be surprised if East Newton's going for it here.
I mean, you're -1 territory, so why not? 4th down and 3. Got to get to the other 48.
Late call coming in here. Still have lots of time, though.
Bales to split out to the far side. Ellison and Rosary to the near side. Look for that RPO game. Seneca in a 4-man front. Going to send a man in motion. That's Ellison. It's going to be a give. No, it's going to be Youngblood taking it up the middle. He's going to be stopped short of the line to gain first man there for the Indians. I believe that's Roman Miller coming up with the big stop, and it's going to be a turnover and down. No gain on the play. First down and 10, Seneca from East Newton's 49-yard line.
I mean, Seneca had that one blocked off pretty well, but Roman Miller shoots the gap there. What do you always say? You go to green, go to space, and he gets him for no gain, and Seneca gets the ball. And Seth, do you go for a quick shot here as Bryant Laughlin gets the first snap for Seneca?
I say let him ease into it, like an old man getting into a warm bath. Ease into it. You don't want to jump in immediately. You might have something mess up on you. Hunter Haynes going to go in motion. Handoff's going to go to Miller right up the middle to the left side, bouncing out, makes one man miss, still on his feet. He did a little bit of a drill there and got to the 35-yard line, 34-yard line before he's brought down.
And I guess if you're going to get about 15 yards on the play, that's a nice, easy way to get into the game here if you're Laughlin.
I was trying to think of the drill, coffee grinder drills. That's what you used to call those, when you put your hand down on the ground as a running back and spin out of it and keep on going. Coffee grinder, I believe, is what they called that. First down and 10 for Seneca. Ball placed at the 34-yard line. Laughlin shotgun formation. Going to send Stone Oiler in motion. Handoff's going to go to Miller once again. Same play. Going to get bottled up as he leans forward to the 31-yard line just to pick up a 3 on that carry. Second down and 7.
You say just a pickup of 3, but 3-4 yards a carry, you'll take that each and every time.
Seneca quickly out of the huddle. Play clock at 30 seconds. They're already on the ball, ready to go again. Walking that safety up. He's about 10 yards off the ball, a little bit close there. He takes a step back and defensive jumps off sides there. Guilty party number 51. Kenny Barrett, the senior for East Newton. That's going to march him forward 5 yards.
Makes it second down and 2. And Seth, if you were going to take a shot, this would be it. I'm not saying take a shot, but if you would, this would be the play.
Euler and Haynes split out to the far side for the Indians. Double tight formation. Aiden Crane checks in. Jude King on the left side at tight end. 4-man front for East Newton. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dancing around, bouncing to the left side. Now gets behind one block. Still on his feet. Good block out there by Jude King on the edge to set the edge. And it's going to be a first down and 10 at about the 17.
Like you said, Seth, a good job there by Jude King to set the block. He's able to actually pick up, I think that was a linebacker, outside linebacker, able to pick him up, get him, and get some extra yards on it.
Sherwood and Graham split out to the far side this time for the Indians. 4-3 look for the Patriots. King's going to go in motion, reverse, flip side, line of scrimmage, the strength. The ball's going to be snapped over the head of Brant Laughlin. He's going to pick it up, and he's just going to have to fall on it. That's one of those situations where we saw against Cassville in week 1 where Probert tried to pick it up, ended up losing the ball. Probert's one of those just got to jump on top of it, live to see another down.
Yeah, Laughlin, that's a very dangerous play to try and pick it up. It looks like he lost 11, so second and 21. And these are the plays, Seth, that where you get in trouble, where now you're behind the chains.
Second down and 21 coming up for the Indians. Hunter Haynes in at the slot position, at the wingback position. Don't see that very often. And it's going to be looking to throw it out to Haynes on the arrow route. Haynes has got blockers in front of him, makes the first man miss. He's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage and then some more. Across the 15 to the 14 goes Haynes on the little arrow route. Nice way to break him into the passing game. It's just a little short pitch and catch.
Yeah, and Haynes fast enough to beat the linebacker that was supposed to pick him up, and now you got a third down and manageable. Go ahead, Coach.
What? I'm sorry?
I thought you were going to say something.
Oh, no. I mean, but it's a good way to break Laughlin in, just to complete.
3 receivers to the near side, 4 Laughlin, 1 on the far side. That's Graham. Got man coverage. Handoff's going to go to Graham. Graham looking to set the corner. He's at the 10-yard line, still on his feet at the 5-yard line, taking the defender with him. He's going to have enough for a first down. First down to go with the 9-yard pickup by Blaze Graham. And Seneca will have 4 shots to get it in the end zone.
Nice job there by Seneca, and it's really a good job by Graham as well, because the East Newton defender, that end, was able to push him up. He sees that, but there was a whole lot of green in front of him, able to cut it up and get a couple extra yards and make it first and goal.
Got Jace Renfro checking in at H-back now. Landon Hartg goes to the quick guard position. Renfro and ball, the double H back position. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Getting behind Renfro's block, getting behind Ball's block, spin out of the first contact into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he takes it in from 5 yards out. The Indians strike first.
That's just low man wins right there, Seth. He gets hit at about the 3-yard line, but the defender went a little bit too low, bounces off of him, and goes into the end zone.
I don't know if you can go too low. I mean, man, he spun out of that. I don't know how he spun out of that, honestly. It looked like he was going to be dead to rights right there at the 3. Magnus Gasway on to attempt the point after. Good snap. Kick is up, and it is good. 6:19 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 7-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back to the Valley here as Seneca gets the early lead. 6:19 to go in the first quarter. Sponsors for tonight's game: Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gadsden Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Access Family Care, and Promised Land Fellowship. I want to thank you if you're tuning in anywhere from Bonita, Oklahoma, down to Texas, all the way over into Illinois. We want to thank you guys for listening to us tonight as it's senior night here in the Valley. Tom Hodge Field recognizing those seniors before the game. Magnus Gasway gives a high end-over-end kick that's going to be fielded by Rosary at the 21-yard line. Seneca trying to get blockers, or trying to get to him, and Ryder Owens finally able to get to him at the 41-yard line. It looked like he was going to be bottled up back at the 30 because he ran into like Hunter Haynes. Hunter Haynes was taking on a defender, and finally Owens able to take him out from behind.
Once again, Seneca having some problems wrapping up a little bit.
First down and 10 for East Newton on their second possession of the night at their own 41-yard line. Youngblood 1 for 2 on the night so far, 13 yards. Biggest carry was to Rosary for 13. Excuse me, that was a passing play. Excuse me. Put that on the wrong one.
That was their very first play out of scrimmage because he caught it in front of kind of that soft spot in the zone.
Now East Newton shifting, going under center for the first time. I formation behind Youngblood. Handoff's going to go to Enslow. Enlow is going to get taken down by Ryder Owens and Blaze Graham at the 46, so a 5-yard pickup there, and they may just be content to stay in that type of formation all night long if they're going to get 5 yards of play.
I was going to say I formation there for them, and I think the safety, like you said, Blaze Graham had to come up and make a tackle.
Second down and 5 coming up for the Patriots. Split out to the far side is Coy Matheson. To the near side is Rosary. High formation behind him. Youngblood under center. It's going to be the same play. Inglow trying to bounce to the outside. Jude King's going to be there to tackle him down for just maybe a gain of 1 on the play. Good job by King just to kind of fill that gap and then get in that lineman's hip pocket. Fall him down the line, Coach. What did you see on that one?
Well, the first one was just straight ahead. They tried to run just over the guard straight ahead, hit it quick. This time here, they tried to bounce it out around over the tackle. They tried to stretch it out a little bit on a power play. I'm sorry, the speed of Seneca's, you're not going to stretch it out very far.
It's hard to stretch when you got Pindy out there in the outside with Crane on the other side. It's going to be tough to stretch that because they get a good push up field and those linebackers flow fast.
Here's the problem for Seneca, though. Crane and Pendergraft can't get too far upfield.
Right. Doubles this time for Youngblood and the Patriots. Going to send a man in motion, making trips to the near side. Youngblood drop back to pass, 3-step drop. He's got Rosary over the middle. He's wide open, and Roman Miller's going to wrap him up and take him down with Hart G, with Owens, with King and Graham. Enough for the first down across midfield to the 44.
Yeah, their best plays may be the quick hitters, the quick passes, especially if we're in a zone situation. And, not man-to-man.
Yeah, they're just sitting down in the middle of that. That's what we've seen in the past where teams just run those little hitch routes. They're sitting right down in the middle of the zone, find that empty pocket, what Travis Kelce does on Sunday.
All that is a curl route.
Yep. First down and 10, new set of downs for the Patriots. Doubles again for the Patriots offense as Youngblood looks over the Seneca defense. Rolling out to his right, he's got pressures. Jace Renfro is going to bring him down. They're going to say he was down before he threw the ball. Good call there by the official, Chris Anderson. Back on the other side of midfield, and Jace Renfro gets a sack.
Jace Renfro just beat his blockers. The guard was supposed to get him. He was too fast, beat him off the snap, and threw him down for a big loss.
Under 4 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Sponsors for tonight's game: Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, Four State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. Doubles again for East Newton. Now going to make trips to the far side as Bales goes in motion. Youngblood rolling out to his left. Good push upfield by Crane. Pass over the middle. It's going to be caught and immediately dropped on the big hit is Drew Sherwood. And I think they said he caught that one. Nope, he did not. Incomplete pass. Big hit by Sherwood, though, as he threw it to that little out route, and Sherwood put his chest or helmet right on the chest of the receiver.
Yeah, big hit there is what made that pass incomplete. That was, once again, a nice job by East Newton of trying to find that soft spot in the zone.
3:23 to go here in the first quarter of play. As East Newton's going to go with the spread formation once again. Doubles once again. Look for Bales probably to go in motion to make trips on the far side of the field, the wide side of the field. Youngblood going for the quick hitter slant route. That's going to be caught. No, it's in and out of the hands of the intended target. That was number 12, Draven Ellison, the freshman. And it's going to make it 4th down and 17. That was there, and I think he heard footsteps seeing what Sherwood just did to that last receiver.
Yeah, I mean, they've had open receiver, Seth, and they've just dropped a couple balls because of, like you said, footsteps.
Ellison, just a freshman out there for the Patriots. Blaze Graham back deep to receive, standing on his own 18, 19-yard line. Youngblood is the punter, so again, have to be careful here of him throwing a pass out of this formation.
Seneca going to rush, it looks like.
Only a 4-man rush. It's going to be blocked, and Landon Hartgee's going to get to it, and he's going to pick it up the 17-yard line, or 27-yard line, brought down at the 23. Good job by Landon Hartgee. I'm not sure if he was the first man there, but he was able to scoop it up and take it back the other way down to the 23.
Yeah, Hartgee is the one that got a piece of it.
I think he's the one that blocked the punt as well.
Yes.
I mean, Renfro was back there too, but I wasn't sure who made the contact with the ball. Either way, it's going to be 1st down and 10 for Seneca at East Newton's 23.
Short field position here for Seneca. You have a different H-back now for Seneca and Silas Ball.
Clay Davidson's going to be the quarterback. He's going to take it to the left side, gets the first contact at the 22, brought down to the turf at the 21. On his first carry of the night. I'd say first varsity carry, but he's had some action earlier this year. I know that. Just a pickup of 2. 2nd down and 8. This gives Brant Laughlin a chance to take a breather on the sideline, too. Talk to Coach Crane, see what he's seen out there. Graham and Haynes split out to the far side. 2 tight end formation. Davidson, handoff Miller. Miller's got plenty of green in front of him, makes the first man miss. He's going to get upended right at the line to gain. As they're going to stop play. Looks like he may have the first down. Coach, what you got as far as the spots right in front of you down there?
Yeah, I think they're spotting it right on the first down marker. He's going to have first at the 13.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, a sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics.
2:20 to go here in the opening quarter play. Seneca threatening again as they're in the red zone. Receivers to the right side. Handoff. Miller again. Left side. Dancing around. Trying to get to the edge. He's going to have it. He gives a stiff arm into the end zone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he puts a stiff arm on River Enlow as he got to the left edge.
Good job. Once again, Jude King seals off a block. Renfro Poling picks off a block. And then that is a lot of Roman Miller doing it on his own.
He stuck his nose to the inside, but it was clogged up, and the defensive back on it went to the inside.
Magnus Gasway on to attempt the point after for the Indians. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is good as well. 2:04 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca leading 14-0. Apparently there's a train that's made its way right in front of me. We'll take a break. We'll be back in 30 seconds.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
Let me welcome you back here to the Valley. Seneca leading this one 14-0 over the East Newton Patriots with 2:04 to go here in the first quarter. Seneca looking good so far. That block punt a while ago by Hart G or Renfro. Probably Hart G was back there, scooped it up, and ran it back to the 23-yard line. About a 10-15-yard block punt return.
Not very often those big guys get a chance to pick up the ball.
I think that was just a four-man rush, too.
He'll get teased, for getting tackled by the quarterback.
Yeah, he will. He probably will. That's okay, though. Good return by that young man. Good job. Gasway's going to give a helicopter kick that's going to be fielded at the 34-yard line, and taking a knee at that spot's number 34, who is not on my roster.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ballgame schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Like we said, Seneca softball in the Class 3 District 6 championship game on Monday night. From Cassville, 6 o'clock is first pitch, 5:40 pregame show, live on the air Monday night. If you can't make it, tune in.
Bell split out to the far side for East Newton. Two receivers on the far side for Youngblood. It's going to be an RPO. Handoff's going to go to Enlow. He's going to try to cut back. King's going to be there as well as Jace Renfro and Hunter Haynes. No gain on the play. Good job by those three to get there.
Hunter Haynes is really the one that made that play, Seth, because he took on a blocker because they had a lead blocker out there. He took on a blocker, and he was able to take on the blocker and still make sure that he couldn't get any yards.
I think it's going to be tough for East Newton to run wide on us anywhere.
Well, they saw that RPO game last week that Martin have against us. The difference is Martin is a little bit
they don't have a
quarterback. And you got a bigger back in the backfield with Connor Land last week. Trips to the near side this time as Youngblood's going to roll out. Looking for the near side. That's going to be caught by Rozier as he goes up and high points the ball. And he's going to be tackled down by Jude King and Blaze Graham. He's got enough for the first down to the 48.
That was very close to Ryder Owens getting a pick. You'll see it here. He actually does a good job of coming off of his wide receiver to try and high point it. He just missed it.
Seems like his favorite target to go to is Rozier. He's got 3 receptions tonight. The only 3 receptions tonight is he is 3 for 6. 30 yards, 36 yards passing so far.
He's about the only one who's caught anything.
He is, yeah.
They've had chances. They can't hang on to
That's why it's his favorite target. Trips to the far side of the field, the wide side of the field this time as the ball's on the right hash. Good send a man in motion. Youngblood dropping back to pass. He got time. He gets hit as he throws. That ball's going to be overthrown, and it's going to be almost intercepted. Sherwood and Graham both had fingertips on it. I think Blaze might have tipped it a little bit, and it went off of Sherwood's hands or vice versa.
I think Blaze Graham tipped it away from Drew Sherwood there.
Either way, 2nd down and 10. Good defensive play for both those guys to be there. Good job by Aiden Crane to get pressure on the quarterback from that right defensive end position. Sponsors for tonight's game, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District. Trips to the far side this time for East Newton again. Youngblood looking left, going to throw left. Ball's over the middle. It's going to be caught this time by Ryder Owens at the 46-yard line. Interception for that young man, the junior, coming up with the pick at the 35.
A little bit of redemption for Ryder there. This time he's on that far side once again into the zone. He comes off of his assignment and is able to pick it off. Blaze Grant, I think that was actually Drew Sherwood, also would have had an opportunity at it, but a good job there by Seneca. And once again, Seth, this is really second game in a row that Seneca is plus in the turnover department. They were +1 last week. They need those kind of things to happen if they want to make a deep playoff run.
Laughlin checks back in at quarterback. 2 receivers to the near side. Going to throw the screen pass to Sherwood. Sherwood's got Blaze Graham blocking for him. He's going to give a stiff arm at the 38-yard line. Shoved out of bounds by Enlow at the 40. 2nd down. Good pass there by Laughlin. On time, on target.
And the other things it does there, Seth, too, is you have to make sure that your lead blocker is able to block, and that was a good job blocking there.
We'll see if they decide to take one more play. I think they are.
They have to because the ball went out of bounds.
That's true. Good call, Ben. Trips to the far side this time for Laughlin and the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Good clean-out block there by Jace Renfro. Miller's going to bounce it to the left side, still on his feet at midfield. Finally brought down right at midfield. They're going to say, I'm not sure. He stayed in bounds on that one, I think. 10-yard pickup there for Miller on that carry.
Yeah, it does stop, though, on the first down, Seth. So once they move the chains, they'll start it.
Yes, I knew it stopped, but I just wasn't sure if he got out of bounds. Quick snap here. Handoff's going to go to Miller up the middle. He's across the 45 to the 43, 44-yard line. They're going to say he fell down at the 44, pickup of 6.
And that will be the last play of the quarter.
Ooh, that was quick. They got him the ball quick. I wasn't even ready for that one, Ben. After one quarter play, Seneca leads 14-0. We come back. We'll have the second quarter action for you right after this.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
And we welcome you back here to Seneca Indian football in the Valley. Tom Hodge Field at Earl Campbell Stadium. Seneca looking at a second down and 4. Hunter Haynes is in the backfield this time, joining Laughlin and Miller. Blaze Graham on the near side. Jude King in the slot position. Going to be a design run to Hunter Haynes to the left side. He's going to get bottled up across the 40-yard line to the 39. First down for the Indians on Hunter Haynes' first carry of the night.
Seth, it's kind of interesting. I almost wonder here, you're down your quarterback, and so it almost looks like, Laughlin isn't going to handle the ball. If they want to run with the quarterback, they'll bring in Davidson.
Either way, they're doing a fine job. Both these guys filling in, getting their feet wet on a Friday night start. 2 receivers of the near side for Laughlin. Handoff. No, it's going to be a pass. Looking for the arrow route to Miller. Puts it right on the money. Miller's got one man miss there. He's going to make a cut back to the 28-yard line, still on his feet. And the penalty flag comes flying way in from the back. They're going to say it's a blindside block. The back judge threw it in. The side judge, that's probably his call. They're going to get together and talk about this one because they're going to try to whistle on either Blaze Graham or Hunter Haynes on a blindside block. And
actually, they're going to call it on 38 for Seneca.
So it's Stone Euler. Okay.
It was Euler that had that block.
The back judge threw it way late, so they're getting together.
Because the side judge was right there, too.
He saw it. Yeah.
So I think that's the conversation is the side judge and the back judge on who they want to, if they want to call it or not.
Yeah.
And it's a long conversation because, I don't know if one's going to overrule the other one or not. If it is a blindside block, you bring it back 15 yards from the 30.
They're waving it off. The play will stand. Ball's all the way down to the 25-yard line. Went from the 39 to the 25, a pickup of 14 on Laughlin's pass to Miller. And he put that right on the money, too, because there was a little tight window he had to throw that to.
Yeah, like you said, right on the money. And Seth, I think the side judge overruled the back judge there because it was right in front of him.
Yeah. Jude King tight on the left side. Sherwood and Graham split out to the near side. It's going to be Laughlin taking it to the left side, get behind Sherwood's block. He's going to upend it as he tries to make a spin move. And he's going to hop off the turf and be okay. I thought for a second he may come up a little bit slow, but it's going to be down to the 17-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play.
And there goes my theory of if they want to run. As Laughlin actually comes out here, Seth Davidson comes in.
Probably just check and make sure he's okay. Give him a breather after that run. Stoneholler split out to the far side, double tight formation as Silas Ball's in the H-back position. It's going to be a direct snap to Roman Miller. It's going to get behind Clay Davidson's block to make a cut back at the 12-yard line. Still on his feet at the 5-yard line, taking defenders with him. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he takes it in from 17 yards out on the direct snap. I didn't say Wildcat formation because he had a quarterback back there.
Well, it is still kind of a Wildcat because you put Miller behind the center, and that kind of confuses everybody a little bit. Confused me for a moment, but Miller just stronger, tougher, than those East Newton Patriots as he gets into the end zone.
Point after pending here with Magnus Gassaway. Good snap, good hold, kick is up, and it is good. 10:31 to go here in the first half of play. Seneca leading 21-0. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll be back.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
Let me welcome you back here as Seneca leading 21-0. Sponsors for tonight's game: Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gas and Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Access Family Care, and Promised Land Fellowship. Back deep to receive River Inlow and Rozier for the Patriots. Gassaway's going to kick it to this near side as Inlow's going to come up and field it at about the 20-yard line. He's going to be hit immediately by Stone Euler as well as Hunter Haynes. Good job by those two on the stop as well. Ryder Owens flying down the field. Good play by those three.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also, check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports. Click on the scoreboard link or download the KNEO iPhone or Android phone apps. Get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening.
Ball placed at their own 26-yard line for East Newton. Two receivers to the far side, two to the near side for Youngblood. Sticking with the spread formation, 4-2 look for the Seneca defense. Going to send Ellison in motion. Youngblood rolling out to his right, looking for Ellison on that quick hitter. He's going to get hit as he throws. Brought down by Pendergraft and Renfro as Youngblood was unable to put anything on that throw. 2nd down and 10. I've still got Seneca stats pulled up here. Let me get over to the East Newton stats. 2nd down and 10 coming up for East Newton. You guys have nothing to say there. Okay.
Well, it's a quarterback. Want me to tell you, this quarterback's fault.
Why was that?
Because he's the one that rolled outside his coverage, outside his blocking.
2nd down and 10. Trips to the far side, one to the near side. Youngblood, quick hitter this time. Rozier's got it, makes Roman Miller miss, still on his feet. Ryder Owens misses, but then a couple other defenders come in and wrap him up and take him down at the 31-yard line. Pick up a 5 on the play, 3rd down and 5. They went to Rozier. It was 2nd down and 10. They went to Rozier when it was 1st down and 10. They went to Rozier over and over again.
Well, I hate to say it this way, but when you're the only one that's being productive, why wouldn't you go to him?
Trips to the far side again. That's the narrow side of the field, not the wide side. Youngblood dropping back to pass. Looking for somebody sitting down in the pocket. Brock Pendergraft going to give chase. Ball's caught again by Rozier over the middle. Brant Laughlin there on the stop. Once again, he just waits and waits and waits for Rozier to get open. Ball placed at the 45, a 14-yard pickup, 1st down and 10.
All season long, we've had Drew Sherwood on their best receiver. And now we're playing strictly zone.
Yep.
At some point,
always here in the left.
That'll be interesting. So at some point, do you see at least Sherwood get out of zone and just play man-to-man on
Box
Rozier?
and one, just like in basketball. Trips to the near side. Youngblood looking towards Rozier's way. Going to step up in the pocket. Now he's going to flow out to the left side. The ball's caught by Rozier again as he finds a soft spot in the Seneca defense. He's across midfield to the 44.
Seneca's got to be careful, Seth, because I don't know what number it was, but he rolled out this way, and one of the offensive players, wide receivers for East Newton, went straight down the field, and Seneca didn't account for him.
Got to account for every person out there on the defensive side for the Indians. 11 passing attempts already for Youngblood and the Patriots.
And they've noticed they can't run the ball, so we may as well try and pass.
Now they're going to try to keep him honest. Youngblood's going to take it right up the middle, makes a cutback, still on his feet, and finally going to be wrapped up and brought down by Hunter Haynes and Blaze Graham at the 38-yard line. A pickup of 6, second down and 4. So you go from a first down and 10 to a second and manageable as you have a first run play that you've had in several tries.
Well, you mentioned, trying to keep him honest there. Renfro just ran right past Youngblood, so that's what they're talking about.
Doubles for the Patriots offense. Going to send Ellison in motion. It's going to be a fake give to him. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. Youngblood's going to be tripped up, taken down by Jace Renfro after a gain of 2 to the 36, third down and 2.
Renfro read that beautifully, Seth, and kept him short of the first down.
Trying to get back into a little bit of that RPO game with the jet motion instead of it being the running back run in the RPO game. Third down and 2 coming up, 7:40 to go here in the first half of play. Sponsors for tonight's game, Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. Trips to the near side. Ellison in motion. It's going to be a give to Ellison. Ellison trying to get to the edge. He's got the edge, but he's going to be brought down immediately by Jude King, making the big play, tackle for loss. That young man took on those blockers as well as Brock Pendergraft. The ball placed at the 39-yard line, a loss of 3.
Good job there by Seneca. I think that was Pendergraft over there of just stretching it out, and waiting for the cavalry to come.
So a loss of 3 on the play. 4th down and 5 coming up for East Newton. Going with a little bit bunch set here on this near side. A trips bunch set. One receiver to the far side, Youngblood. Shotgun. Handoff's going to go to Inlow. Inlow makes the first man miss. He's going to be stopped as he takes a big hit from Blaze Graham. He's going to be stopped short of the first down. It's going to be a turnover on downs at the 35-yard line. Big hit there by Blaze Graham, though.
Good job there by Seneca, keeping him a yard shy and give Seneca the first down. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians.
First down and 10 from your own 35-yard line, 6:37 to go here in the opening quarter. Oilers split out to the far. First half, Oilers split out to the far side, Haynes to the near side. Clay Davison back in at quarterback. And there's going to be a penalty flag as Seneca had a guy in motion. It's going to march him back 5 yards. Is that the first penalty of the night for Seneca? I believe it is.
Yes, I believe it's the first penalty of the game.
Well, we had a defensive encroachment earlier on East Newton.
It's the second time they've said offside, so somebody must have lined up in the neutral zone.
So Chase Renfro has a bad habit of inching his way up closer to the line of scrimmage.
Got to take every inch you can get, I guess. Maybe it may have been Aiden Crane because he comes over and slams his helmet down. May have been mad at himself for being offsides. Either way, first down and 15 coming up for the Indians. Clay Davidson at quarterback, receivers to each side. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's got a guy in his hip pocket. He's going to get slowed up just a little bit, fighting to try to get back to the original line of scrimmage. He's going to be just shy of that, just a 4-yard pickup on that first down run.
Yeah, there was somebody chasing him from behind, and I think that was the person that eventually tackled him.
Sponsors for tonight's game, 4 State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, Community Bank and Trust, Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. Second down and 11, trips to the near side, looks like this time with Euler, Haynes, and Sherwood. One tight end to the far side, that's Jude King. Davidson, looks like maybe flinched there with Gentry Barnes as he slaps himself in the helmet.
Second down and long here once again. You get those 4 yards back, and now all of a sudden you're sitting at 2nd and 16. Those pre-snap penalties, I think, are what drive a coach crazy. You know, holding calls sometimes you're okay with because those are physical plays, but those pre-snap penalties probably are what give coaches gray hair.
5:45 to go here in the opening half. Trips to the far side. Davidson going to throw the screen out to Haynes. Haynes has got blockers in front of him. He's at the 40. Makes a cut back there at the 45. He's across midfield at the 45-40. Down the sideline he goes. Going to be tripped up from behind at about the 37-yard line. Good run there. Good pass play by Clay Davidson. to get on the plus side of the field.
Seth, what makes that play, Drew Sherwood, Blaze Graham blocking on that far side, able to spring him. He's able to cut up, get some extra yards.
34-yard pass completion to Hunter Haynes. Yeah, Graham took on that first blocker, and that's really what sprung him because he was able to get off that block and make a cut back at the 40, and he had plenty of green.
Plenty of daylight at that point.
Receivers east side got to hurry up and get this play off. 5 seconds left in the play clock. Graham's going to go in motion. 2 seconds. Get it off. Handoff's going to go to Graham. Graham's got blockers in front of his. Roman Miller leads the way. Graham, if he would have taken that outside, he would have been gone because Stone Oiler had that outside set.
Here's the problem sometimes when you're thinking that way, though, is those receivers don't realize that you're cutting to the outside, and that's where holding plays happen.
Pick up a 9 for Graham on that carry. 2nd down and 1 as we've reached the 5-minute mark here in the first half. Davidson taking his time looking over the East Newton defense. They're walking up an extra man to help at the line of scrimmage. It's going to be Miller taking it down to the left side. It cuts back to the right side. Going to be brought down across the 25 as it's enough for the first down to the 22.
Is there a flat? No, somebody's got to check out. Side official or something. Maybe it was a mouth guard, and so he's got to come out.
Coach Hailburn trying to just kind of spread the ball around a little bit, not make Roman Miller have 40 carries tonight as he's given the ball to Graham a couple times, Haynes a couple times.
Davidson's held it once, and I think Laughlin has a carry as well.
Well, one really, the other one was a bad snap he had to fall on, but yeah. Davidson looking over the defense. It's going to be calling his own number to the right side. Lowers his shoulder to 20-yard line, still fighting for extra yardage and trying to spin out of it. He's going to be finally forced out of bounds. Good second effort there by Clay Davidson, the sophomore quarterback, as he gets the ball across the 20-yard line down to the 18. So just a gain of 4, 2nd down and 6. I say just a gain of 4.
I was going to say, you say just a gain of 4.
Just something terrible. No, that was a great run. Great second effort by him because he would have been wrapped up at the 20. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Miller dancing around the line of scrimmage, going to get hit hard by the safety coming down to make the play. Again, don't have a number 34 on my roster, but he made the stop, whoever he is.
Yeah, good job by number 34. We just don't know who that is.
It seems to happen a lot where we have rosters that we have the last few weeks. There's not a player with that number anywhere. Ball placed at the 13. Pick up a 5 on the play. 3rd down and 1. We'll call him Daryl. How about that? Does that sound all right, Coach?
I don't know. He doesn't play very hard.
Pick up a 5 on that last carry by Miller. Handoff's going to go to Miller once again. Takes his time. Didn't look like he had the ball at the 5-yard line. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Roman Miller, as he takes it in from 14 yards out.
Is that his 4th touchdown?
He's got them all.
He's got them all. Good job there on the right side. I think that was Renfro that kicked out. Wide receiver got a block in there as well and sprung him into the end zone.
Miller takes it in from 13 out. Scoreboard had 14-yard line. I thought they were at the 13-yard line. I could have been mistaken on that one. I'll give him the 13. How about that?
You do you, Seth.
Magnus Gasaway on to attempt the point after for the Indians. Good snap, good hold, good kick. We'll take a 30-second break. We'll come back after this.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
And we welcome you back here as Seneca leads this one 28-0 in the Valley, as Miller has 4 touchdowns on the night. He's eclipsed the 100-yard mark here in the first half with just under 4 minutes to go. On that last carry, put him right over it. Magnus Gasaway to kick this one away for the Indians. High end-over-end kick that's going to be bouncing down at the 21-yard line. Takes a weird stop. Enlow having trouble getting a hold of it and finally just jumps on top of it. Ryder Owens was coming down quickly trying to get to that one. Ball's going to be placed at the 19-yard line. First down and 10 for East Newton at that spot.
Evan at the Neosho Daily News. Wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win.
First down and 10 for East Newton. Like to see another turnover right here by the Indians. They've been going with that little curl route right in the middle of the zone defense. Let's see if the Indians can pick off another one.
Well, wherever Rozier is, that's who you need to look for.
Well, when you're playing zone, you got that job to release to the next guy, and sometimes it's kind of a no man's land. That's what they're designed to do. Doubles for Youngblood. Flushed out of the pocket, going to throw the out right. That's going to be in out of the hands of Rozier. First one we've seen him drop tonight.
It's a little bit behind him, but probably one he thinks he probably should have come up with.
Second down and 10. From the 19. Sponsors of tonight's game, People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College Christian Healthcare Ministries, and the Seneca School District. Clock stops with the incomplete pass. 3:41. Kind of quiet tonight. Not your typical roar of a crowd here for a home game. Gonna send a man in motion. Youngblood going to drop back to pass. He's going for the deep ball. He's got Rozier wide open as he has a stop and wait for it. Two defenders run into each other. And looks like Blaze Graham's going to be slow to get up. And he's finally brought down by Ryder Owens and Hunter Haynes. They're at the 40-yard line. Graham, it looks like he ran into the other defender. And it looks like he's limping a little bit. He has his knee taken out from underneath him.
Is that Sherwood that lost his shoe? Seneca was very close to that being a loss because I think Pendergraft was close to the quarterback, Seth, and then they can't find him there on the reception.
That was just a one-man route for Rozier. No safety help, able to get there over the top as he was cheating to the Twip side. Handoff's going to go to Enlow. Makes a cut up. Juke King's going to come up and wrap him up at the 40-yard line. Penalty flag comes flopping in on the ground as Jace Renfro went flopping to the ground on the holding penalty it looks like it's going to be.
I mean, I think he lost a yard, Seth, so you may decline this penalty and make it second and 11.
Good job by Jude King just to get in the hip pocket at Enlow and take him down.
They're talking about it, so, I mean, I don't know what there's to talk about.
They're talking about dinner plans tonight. That's what they say. You want to go to McDonald's? The Monopoly game's going on right at McDonald's, or you want to go Chick-fil-A? Holding against East Newton, and they're going to march it back 10 yards.
And if it's from the 40, well, yeah, it'd be from the line of scrimmage, so make it first and 20.
First down and 20 coming up. Ball placed right at midfield.
I guess you accept the penalty because it makes it harder for him to get a first down.
And not only that, if you get another couple stops here, they have to punt the ball rather than trying to go for it on fourth down, so it helps your defense have less plays to worry about. Rozier's lined up, split out to the far side in the trips formation. Got to watch him. Pendergraft gives a spin move. Aiden Crane's going to get to Youngblood and take him down on the other side of the 40-yard line. They're going to say get to the 41. Forward progress there. Good job by Aiden Crane. I was watching Brock Pendergraft. Thought he was going to get free because he had a nice spin move to the inside. But Aiden Crane was able to get back to Youngblood and drop him for a 9-yard loss.
If I was Youngblood, I'd be a little bit mad at my lineman because Crane gets the sack, but Pendergraft and Renfro piled on top of him as well. So all three of them were there. Makes it second down and an eternity.
That's by Calvin Klein. Just kidding. Sorry, I couldn't help it.
I have no comment.
Trips to the far side for East Newton. Handoff's going to go to Enlow. So you got second down and 29, and you give a handoff up the middle. Guess you're thinking that they're going to be backed up.
They're trying to get to halftime.
I guess so. Timeout on the field, under 2 minutes to go here. We'll step aside as well.
Lions Forward is more than a campaign. It's our commitment to the future. Through private giving, we're expanding educational opportunities in Joplin and the four-state area, strengthening programs, and investing in our students. Many MSSU graduates choose to stay in our region, becoming the healthcare professionals, educators, and business leaders who keep our community strong.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank. We can do that.
Third down and 26 to go here. Youngblood going to roll out to the right, looking for the hook, and Ryder Rogers got the pass hauled in. Jace Renfro giving chase. Ryder Owens going to slow him down, and then finally brought down to the turf by Brant Laughlin. Let's see who's on the bottom of that pile. Looks like it may have been Ryder Owens as well as Landon Hartg. Another timeout on the field, 1:50 to go. We'll step aside again.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Sponsoring the East Newton Patriots is Promised Land Fellowship on the south side of Highway 86 across from East Newton High School. Promised Land Fellowship has services on Sundays at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. They also have children, youth, and adult services on Wednesday nights at 7. Promised Land Fellowship on the south side of 86 Highway across from the high school, proudly supporting the Patriots.
And we welcome you back. 1:50 to go here in the first half of play. Seneca leading 28-0, 4th down and 17. Coming up, Blaze Graham back deep to receive as Youngblood is going to try to punt this one out. And body language has changed quite a bit for East Newton here as they walk back out on the field.
And Seth, Renfro and Hartg both got to the punter last time. It was Hartg that got his hand up. And they weren't bringing a whole ton of pressure.
And now they're going to fake it. They're going to give it to Rozier. Rozier's going to be stood up and taken down by Jace Renfro at the 44-yard line. So just a 2-yard, 3-yard pickup on the play, and it's going to be a turnover on down.
I think their thought there, Seth, was Seneca's trying to go too far upfield, and Seneca did a good job of making sure that wasn't the case.
Well, also, I mean, maybe it's because we called the 2 timeouts. Well, we're going to just run the fake here and see if we can get the first down, catch you napping.
Right, and if they had got the first down, I think they would have sped themselves up and try and get in the end zone. But with that not happening, Seneca probably trying to go for a knockout punch.
First down and 10 for Seneca, ball thrown 44-yard line. Laughlin going to roll out, looking for Hunter Haynes. He's going to bobble it, and it goes out of his hands as he had a little trouble hauling that one in, going real quick across on the arrow route.
Yeah, he had blocking on this side. I'm drawing a blank on who was on this side blocking for him.
That's Blaze Graham, I believe. Maybe Sherwood as well.
It was just one receiver on this side, so I think it was Blaze Graham.
It was Blaze on the outside, but they tried to blitz on the inside, and they took themselves out of the play. If he could have held on to it, it might have been a good one.
Yep. 1:41 to go here in the first half of play. Sherwood and Blaze Graham split out to the near side. King's going to change from the far side to the near side. It's going to be a toss play to Roman Miller. Miller's got blockers in front of him. He's going to get sandwiched and brought down at the 48-yard line on the quick toss. Trying to save that last timeout if the Indians can. It's 3rd down coming up at the 48. Only pick up a 3rd down and 6.
Still got plenty of time, though, Seth. 1:20 is an eternity the way this offense rolls.
Trips to the far side this time for Laughlin. Wait until his guys get set up. Roman Miller going to go in motion out to this near side. They're going to run through the tunnel screen to Blaze Graham, and it goes out of his hands. That's 2 passes now that had been right on the money from Laughlin to his receivers. You wasted your timeouts trying to make sure you get another score before half. 1:10 to go. Do you go for it 4th down and 6? Ben, go ahead.
Yes, you do, because they.
Yeah, East Newton has a hard time.
I was going to say, East Newton is having a hard time getting anything going. So,
well, they had exactly what they wanted on that last play.
Yeah, both times they've had exactly drawn up and just unable to make the connection.
Trying to draw him off.
Trying to draw for 5 yards.
And he's going to call a timeout.
We'll step aside with them. 1:10 to go here in the first half. Seneca leading 28-0. We'll be back right after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Forbes asked and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they've built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Back here in the Valley, 4th down and 6 coming up for the Indians. 1:10 to go here in the first half.
Looks like they're sending it all up. Well, I thought
they're going to look to pass. Looking for the out route to Roman Miller. That's going to be in and out of his hands as he put the ball on the money, trying to go for that corner route just over the head of Rozier. And it falls incomplete for the first time tonight on offense. Seneca fails to score. Turnover on downs, 1:04 to go.
And Seth, all three of those, that was not a bad throw by Laughlin because he got it over the linebacker's head and gave Roman Miller a chance. All three of those were very catchable balls by the wide receivers. That last one was harder for Roman Miller to catch, but the first two definitely ones that I'm sure his wide receivers said, hey, that's on me.
And those two receivers, they know they're going to be Hunter Haynes, Blaze Graham, very hard on themselves. They expect a lot out of themselves, and they know they should have made that play, and that's okay. Move on to see another play. Going to send a man in motion. Youngboy going to drop back to pass. He's got that one-man route again. Ryder Owens going to give pressure. That ball is going to be intercepted by Brant Laughlin at the 21-yard line. Penalty flag comes flying in from the side judge. As I'm not sure how he gets that call. 20 yards away, he's going to call pass interference, and the back judge was standing right there on it.
We'll see if they talk about this one.
He's going to say he pushed him from the backside, I think, is what they're going to say.
Put his hands on his back.
Yep.
Is what he saw.
Yep. And they're going to discuss it. I mean, like I said, he was 25 yards away. The back judge is right there in front of it. But more than likely, it's going to be pass interference.
And that was a late call, too, because it came out late. Maybe he was having a hard time getting his flag out. But you're taking 15 yards from the spot, from the line of scrimmage, so it'll be 1st down and 10 at about the 33-yard line.
You take away the ball, the interception. You give them a fresh set of downs. 1st down and 10 from the 33.
You know, Seneca kind of shot themselves in the foot a little bit, Seth, because they used those 3 timeouts to try and get another score, and now East Newton is set up beautifully.
Doubles for the Patriots offense. Going to send Ellison in motion. Youngblood going to roll out, going to dump it off to Ellison in flat. Coming up to make the play, Ryder Owens going to spin him out of bounds at about the 30-yard line, or excuse me, the 27-yard line. Pick up a 6 on the play, 2nd down and 4. Ellison hauls in his first pass of the night. That's the first pass completion to anyone else other than Rozier. And he got wisely out of bounds. Sponsored tonight's game, Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. Trips to the near side. Youngblood going to roll out to the left side, looking for the quick hitter. It's going to be caught by Rozier at about the 21-yard line, and Roman Miller comes up and knocks him into the hands of Ryder Owens down to the 17-yard line, and now Coach Ellis takes a timeout. We'll step aside with him. We'll take a 30-second break.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
Welcome you back here to the Valley. 36 seconds to go in the first half. Seneca leading 28-0 as East Newton has the ball, the deepest part of Indian territory all night, on the Indian 17-yard line.
See if the defense can bow up here and not allow any points.
Well, they've gone to Rozier a couple times tonight. See if they go to him again.
Only a couple? It feels like more than two.
Trips to the far side for Youngblood.
See if Seneca can get some pressure with just those 4 linemen.
Youngblood going to roll out to the right. He's got a man stepping up, and it's going to be caught by Rozier. Owens almost able to get there and make the interception. He was going for the pick 6, and instead of getting Rozier tackled immediately, it's going to be a first down and goal at about the 4.
And I think East Newton called their second time out.
But the problem is now you've got yourself in first down and goal territory. You got to makes it a little harder for those passing plays to sit down in the middle of a zone because the defense is able to shorten up a little bit. We'll step aside 30 seconds here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
And we welcome you back. First down and goal to go here for the East Newton Patriots on Seneca's 4-yard line. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side. Gonna send Ellison in motion. Youngblood dropping back to pass, looking for the corner route. That ball is going to be too far as Renfro giving pressure to Youngblood. Second down and goal.
Seneca sent the house there, kind of a one-man route, and I think that was Sherwood over there as well.
Yeah, I think Seneca went man-to-man that time.
Second down and goal coming up. Had a little bit of help. I didn't see if that was safety over the top help from Haynes or safety over the top help from Graham.
There wasn't no help at all.
No help over there? I thought I saw another defender with him. Second down and goal coming up here for East Newton. Trips to the far side. Empty set this time. 4 receivers to the far side. 1 receiver to the near side.
Watch the draw.
Yep. Young going to drop back to pass. He's got pressure as Roman Miller's going to get back to him. Now he's just going to heave it up into the end zone. That's going to be out of the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Out of the sideline, I should say.
It was out the back side of the
side back over yonder.
Young
wasn't there.
Youngblood did a good job there of just getting rid of the ball.
Yeah, that was tough. Roman Miller was right in his face. 13 seconds left here in the first half of play. Third down and goal, ball at the 4. Kind of just waiting.
At some point, do they try and run the ball, see if they can get 4 yards? They do have 1 timeout.
They've got Enlow back there with Youngblood. Now look for that RPO action. Only 4 yards they need to get. Youngblood's going to take off and roll out to his left. He's got pressure in his face. He's going to come up and pass. That's going to be caught by Bales as he just came back to the ball as he saw his quarterback in trouble. And they score here with 7 seconds to go in the first half.
Seth, you look here, like you said, he just did a good job of coming back to the ball, able to take a hit as well and get an East Newton touchdown.
So Youngblood Bales has his first reception of the night and goes for a touchdown. Rozier's got to be like, man, I've got 10 receptions tonight, 139 yards, and then Bales has got 1 reception for 4 yards and a touchdown. Maybe a little jealousy amongst teammates there.
Well, you think about it, Seth, that one really is on Seneca because they could have ended the half without taking any of those timeouts. Seneca going for a block on the PAT.
Hunter Haynes trying to get back there. Youngblood's kick is up, and it is good. 7 seconds to go here in the first half as East Newton has finally got on the board here. 28-7. We'll step aside for 30 seconds.
Access Family Care serves all of your health care needs, from behavioral health to dental services to primary medical needs. AccessFamilyCare.org. Women's health, OBGYN services. AccessFamilyCare.org. With locations across Southwest Missouri. AccessFamilyCare.org. Quality, convenient health care. Access Family Care Medical and Dental Clinics. Building relationships, providing great care.
And we welcome you back here as there's 7 seconds left here in the first half of play. And it seems kind of weird right now. It seems like Seneca has lost all their momentum that they had to start this game for their first 4 possessions of the game. That last possession didn't quite go the way they wanted to, a couple drop passes. Now they got to get a little energized as they will get the ball also to start the second half. Brant Laughlin, part of the hands team out there ready to go, and it is an onside kick that's going to bounce to the second row. And it's going to be picked up there by the Seneca return man. I believe that's number 1, Ryder Owens, as he takes it to the 44-yard line.
You got one play here, Seth. Do you do some kind of razzle-dazzle?
No. I'm going to say no. I could be no. They're going to go for a play. Thought maybe a victory. Sherwood and Hilburn and
you could potentially do a hook and ladder. I don't know which of the quarterbacks has a stronger arm out there, but Laughlin's out there. Maybe you just run a draw play, just straight run, see if Roman Miller can burst one.
Well, they got 4 safeties sitting about at the 40-yard line, 15 yards off the ball. Blaze Graham going to go in motion. And it's going to be a handoff to Miller right up the middle. Makes the first man miss. He's at the 45, still on his feet at the 40, going to get tripped up just across the 40-yard line to the 37. We'll go to the half. Seneca leading 28-7.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. When building a successful game plan, coaches must work around their players' weaknesses and lean into their strengths. They must focus more on what their players can do than what they can't do. This is also true for us as followers of Jesus. God has given each of us specific gifts, skills, and abilities. At the same time, we also lack in certain areas. If we aren't careful, we can be discouraged by what we can't do and miss out on maximizing the wonderful things we can do based on the ways God has uniquely designed us. We are all responsible for serving God with what He's given us. The Bible says God has given each of you a gift from His great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. Even though we can't do it all, today, let's be encouraged to think more about what we can do to serve God and be thankful for the gifts we do have. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
Welcome to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. Once again, here's Ben Walcott.
Welcome back to Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium here in Seneca as we're at the half, and the halftime show is brought to you by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Coming up at the half, I'll talk with Seneca wrestling coach Jeff Sill as part of our Indians Minute, and we'll have an interview with a Freeman trainer as part of our Freeman Sports Health Minute. You're listening and watching to Seneca Indian football here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
The Indians Minute is sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri.
Welcome to today's edition of the Indians Minute here on KNO. I'm Ben Walcott, and it is hard to believe, but we are getting closer and closer to the winter sports season as we have the head wrestling coach, Jeff Sill, with us. And Jeff, I know practice begins for you guys in the beginning of November, but just talk to me what practice looks like, as you're obviously hoping that the football guys won't be joining you until after a state championship game in December.
That's right. We have a few kids that don't just participate in football, and we have a match, and that way they can come in a couple times a week and knock the rust off and build some kind of shape up, and then once football, once they win their state championship, we'll get them in there and get them in shape for wrestling.
And you mentioned getting those football guys in shape, and obviously wrestling shape is a lot different than football shape. What do you kind of have to do to get them in that wrestling shape? Because I know once football ends, you guys really start your schedule off with a bang.
We do. We kind of work them in there, but also our season is starts up pretty quick right after the state championship, and taking care of injuries, and then just to build their shape and have them have a good base for wrestling shape wise, and kind of introduce them a little at a time, and then by the time December rolls around, we're hope that we're in pretty good shape.
And last year, you guys finished, I believe, second in the state in your class. What do you kind of have to do to obviously, hopefully get, at least that far, if not try and get a state championship?
Yeah, we've got to continue to put kids in medal rounds, and we lost a little bit last year, but we have a lot coming back also. We're going to expect our freshmen to step up and find a way to get on that podium at the state tournament and develop into the high school wrestlers as the season rolls on.
And I believe you guys sent 8 or 9 kids to state, which is obviously an excellent amount of kids to send to that state tournament. What do you have to do to try and get more of them to the state tournament, and then obviously get points involved to try and get that state championship?
It's just nothing's ever guaranteed, and we just got to continue to take one match at a time and make sure our kids are ready and prepared, and our schedule really does a good job of getting our kids battle tested throughout the year, and once districts get here and they're ready to roll, and hopefully they'll be in that medal round, and that'll punch their ticket to the state tournament.
The Big 8 Conference is one of the better conferences in wrestling. You guys have won it, I think, 5 or 6 straight years, but you have some tough competition every year in Monette, Mack County, obviously very good wrestling as well. What do you have to do to try and continue that reign this year?
Yeah, and, Cassville's going to put a real good product on the mat, and they're going to be a tough contender, but we just got to do what we're able to control, and, how we prepare, and not worry about the other teams, what they're doing, and our kids do a good job of preparing and enjoy defending that title. So I'm excited to get the season going, but we're excited for the football team and for them to have success also.
And you mentioned it, getting excited for the season. I know it seems like every year, kind of your big, not really kickoff, but it seems like your big competition in December is going down to Texas right after Christmas time. Is that kind of their first real taste of that competition?
It is. We have a dual tournament where we compete as a team at CJ second week of December, but as a team we traveled to Texas, boys and girls, and it's an individual tournament, pretty much set up like state tournament, and it's a good test for us, and seeing kids we don't usually see, and it's tough. We wrestle a couple duels on Friday, and then Saturday we get to wrestle some of the big schools down in Texas and see what we're made out of.
Yeah, definitely exciting for you guys. And you mentioned CJ is kind of your first dual match of the year. So just kind of walk me through a little bit that opening month of the season for you guys as you're trying to get guys in shape. What does that schedule look like?
Pretty much December we'll have that tournament at CJ on the 13th. And then the 16th of December we wrestle Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. And then we come back and we go to the Santa Slam in Texas, and then we take a Christmas break, which our kids are practicing, but then January we wrestle the 2nd and 3rd at the Diamond tournament. It's that Diamond, but it's called the Diamond State Tournament, and it's in Heritage, Arkansas, Rogers Heritage, Arkansas.
Definitely exciting. I'm sure you're ready to get the season started, but obviously I think you're just as excited for the football team. So, Jeff, we thank you for taking a couple minutes today here on the Indians Minute.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Indians Minute, sponsored by Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Agent Josh Dodson. His office is located at 809 South Neosho Boulevard in Neosho, Missouri. For more information, his number is 417-451-1504.
After conducting the interview with head coach Jeff Sill, we found out that Missouri State High School Activities Association named Jeff Sill the 2024-2025 Wrestling Coach of the Year for the state of Missouri. We want to make sure that everybody knows that head coach Jeff Sill was the Coach of the Year in the state of Missouri for wrestling in the 2024-2025 season, and congratulations to head coach Jeff Sill.
This portion of the game is brought to you by People's Bank of Seneca, proudly investing in our community and you since 1996. They provide checking and savings accounts as well as CDs and loans for individuals and businesses. They offer multiple locations in Joplin, Seneca, and Neosho, or visit them online at peoplesbankofseneca.com. People's Bank of Seneca is here for everyone in the 4 states. Proud supporters of the Seneca Indians, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
A nonprofit organization, a sponsor of high school sports.
It's time for the Freeman Sports Health Minute. The Freeman Sports Team is proud to serve as the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges.
Welcome to another Health Minute here on KNEO. Adam Winkler here with you, joined by Dave Compton. He is a trainer with Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. And Dave, our topic today is what is a torn ACL and what's the projected recovery time on that?
You bet, Adam. The ACL, or the anterior cruciate ligament, is the front ligament in the middle of the knee joint. The ACL is the primary stabilizer of the knee joint. It keeps the femur and the tibia from shifting on each other as we bend and flex and straighten the knee during athletic competition. Unfortunately, the ACL tear is usually a season-ending injury. Athletes in most sports just can't perform because the knee becomes unstable. It shifts when the athlete tries to jump, run, pivot, and change direction, and it just becomes unstable. The ACL requires surgical repair where it is replaced with another ligament, usually the hamstring or the patellar tendon, and it usually takes 4 to 6 months to rehab the surgically repaired ACL, and that's why it usually ends the season.
For the Freeman Sports Health Minute, I'm Adam Winkler.
Thank you for listening to the KNEO Sports Network Halftime Show. The teams are headed back out on the field. Seth Wilson and Ben Walcott are ready to go in the broadcast booth, and Daryl Harbaugh is returning to the sideline. The third quarter is almost here. Back with more Indians football after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indians Sports Network.
I don't understand everything in the Bible. You can ask me questions in the Bible that I cannot answer.
That was Billy Graham. Now, you might be asking yourself, if he doesn't get it all, why should I believe it? Well, Mr. Graham had more to say about that.
God inspired the Bible. It's a living book that speaks to you as you read it. There's a supernatural power in reading that book. It's not like a history book. It's not a book of science. It's a book about faith. It's a book about God. I accept it by faith as the Word of God. And it's changed my life. And it feeds my soul. Every time I read the Bible, any part of the Bible, I don't care where I open up, it speaks to me.
If you'd like to discover more about God's Word, the Bible, check out our website, findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Welcome back in here to the half as Seneca leads this one 28-7 as we are just about We got about 13 minutes to go till halftime's over, Ben. We got a long way to go here. Plenty of time to cover a lot of stats for you in that first half. Seneca doing a nice job moving the ball in their first 4 possessions, scored on their first 4 possessions of the night. Definitely doing whatever they wanted to do. Had the short field after the block punt by Landon Hartgee. Hartgee got caught from behind by the punter, is also the quarterback. Can't hold that too much against him, though, but he did a good job as he was able to block that punt and set up Seneca first down and 10 from the East Newton 23-yard line. A big story that first half. Miller, 4 touchdowns for him in that first half, all the scoring through him. 22 rushing attempts for Seneca, 163 yards in the first half, 4 of 7 passing for 67 yards. That's combined between Laughlin and with Clay Davidson. For the East Newton Patriots, you want to take a guess on how many rushing yards they have been?
Well, before the end of the half, you had said 9 yards, so I'm going to go with 9.
Close. 12 yards. 14 attempts, 12 yards tonight for East Newton. A couple QB sacks, a couple lost plays here and there. And then 12 of 20 passing tonight for East Newton, 149 yards, and the 1 score, also 1 interception. That was had by Ryder Owens. A good job by Seneca defense. Getting off the field several times. Seneca haven't given the short field that last possession East Newton had at the half. Came back to hurt them a little bit, but that's okay. They're going to regroup, recover here in the second half. They will get the ball to start the second half as well. It should be a lot of fun. Hopefully Seneca can make some noise here early in the second half in their first drive, extend that lead back up to a 4-score lead, and maybe get some reserves in here. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I mean, you probably want to get up to that fast clock 35-point margin and then get some reserves in, try and get healthy for the next couple weeks. With a win here tonight, Seth, Seneca would clinch the Big 8 title regardless of the result next week, because Nevada is the next closest team and they have 2 Big 8 losses. They're done with their Big 8 schedule after tonight. They go non-conference next week. So, if you can maintain what you can go into next week knowing really nothing I hate to say it this way, except for, a perfect regular season, you could go into next week not really having anything on the line.
Well, we saw Lamar do that last year against Seneca. Their guys were banged up going to that last week of the season. A lot of their skill guys banged up going to the last game of the season. They set a lot of those guys out against Seneca. So it'll be interesting to see what Coach Hilburn does next week if that is the way the cookie crumbles. But we'll find out.
Yeah, I mean, I would think Seneca would probably at least play their starters for at least a half, because regardless of the result next week, you have a bye week, so you can't go 2 weeks without playing your guys.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to go 2 weeks without playing your starters, that guys that get to play quite a bit, as there's some kids running out on the field as the dancers are going on. So anyway, we'll stop here. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have more halftime show for you. Your halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Amry Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amry Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. Sports fans can be loyal to a fault. For instance, sometimes our teams make awful personnel decisions, and deep down we know that, yet we convince ourselves that the team is doing the right things. When it comes to our faith, we also try to convince ourselves that we're doing the right things, even though deep down, we know that's not true. We can pretend we're obeying God, while in actuality, we're not producing fruit in our lives. The Bible says God is light and there is no darkness in him at all. So we are lying if we say we have fellowship with God, but go on living in spiritual darkness. We are not practicing the truth. We need Jesus' grace to empower us to live our lives in light. We must repent and leave the darkness behind so we can have fruitful fellowship with him and make wise decisions. Today, let's not waste time trying to convince ourselves of a false reality. Instead, let's stick to the truth and live in the light with Jesus. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A-Plus Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while spending on overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a faith-based alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to insurance and join CHM today.
And we welcome you back in here to the halftime show. We took a longer break than expected. Ben and I found a place we could fall asleep for a second in the halftime here. It seems like it's been a long halftime. Okay, maybe not. Maybe it's just me. 1:18 to go. Actually, 4:18 to go because they got to wind the clock once again. We had Will King walking through the sidelines and harassing Coach Harbaugh. And Coach King, being the basketball coach, he said the same exact thing Ben and I said. Go to a box and one. Have one guy cover Rozier because he's doing all the damage. Run through some halftime scores. Ben, you got those for us.
Interesting score here in the Big 8. Monette and Cassville tied at 28 in the second quarter. Nevada an 18-6 second quarter lead. Lamar blanking Aurora at halftime, 28-0. Couple interesting scores, Seth, in the COC that have district and COC West implications. Republic, this one is a little bit surprising. Republic hammering Neosho at the half, 35-0, and Carthage has a 21-14 lead over Webb City in the third quarter. That one is as expected. Two rivals going there. I thought Neosho would put up a better performance. I know they lost to Joplin last week, but they're ending with a gauntlet, Seth. Neosho at Republic tonight, come home and face Carthage next week. With a win tonight, Carthage basically clinches the COC West title and the number one seed in their district because they have head-to-head wins over Webb City and Republic.
Yep. Two big wins there for Carthage right now if they can get those. 2:55 to go here before the half. Halftime show sponsor, Prairie Top Chiropractic. Run through some stats for the first half. Brant Laughlin is 3 of 6 for 33 yards. Clay Davidson 1 of 1 for 34 yards. Graham has 2 carries for 18 yards. Laughlin has 2 carries for a -3. One of them was a fumble he had to jump on top of. Roman Miller 15 carries, 137 yards. Clay Davidson 2 carries, 6 yards. Hunter Haynes 1 carry for 5 yards. Miller has 1 reception for 14. Sherwood 1 reception for 5 yards. Hunter Haynes 2 receptions for 48 yards. The biggest ones, though, that are on paper are the drop passes that we had.
I was just going to say, Laughlin's 3 for 6, but he really should be 6 for 6.
I was trying to think of the one to Miller. That was the other one that was dropped. That was a little bit tougher.
That one was a tougher catch. That one wasn't a dropped catch. I mean, Laughlin put it where only Miller could catch it on a 4th down play, but Hunter Haynes and I believe Blaze Graham were the 2 drops, and I guarantee both of them would say, if you went up to and asked them, they would say, hey, that's on me. I should have had that one.
Yeah, those guys definitely sure-handed will be able to haul the ball. And do you look for an onside kick come from East Newton to start the second half? They kind of gave one a little bit that only kickoff they had right there before halftime.
I mean, the way this game is going, they got nothing to lose. You may as well.
Yeah.
You know, other than that last drive by Seneca, Seneca's kind of been able to drive at will, so why not? You know, give them a short field, so what?
I tell you, I'm still excited for that softball team, though, on the way to the district championship game on Monday night, coming from the 4 seed, upsetting the 1 seed in the district, getting by, avenging an 11-inning loss last week to Monette first off.
Yeah, they lost to Monette twice during the regular season, lost to them 7-1, and then lost to them 3-2 in 11 innings. That was a game that I had to do by myself. Darryl was on vacation, as he is right now. And, you know, it was a game that did not end. It started at 4:30. I think I got out of there about 9 o'clock that night. So
makes for a long week for you, Ben, traveling back and forth to Cassville twice, and then game tonight, and then game Monday night again. And after that, it'll just be strictly softball if they continue on in football. So that kind of eases up your schedule until basketball starts. And once basketball starts, it's going.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. Basketball and football sometimes overlap. So that girls' basketball game, you know, always starts the Monday before Thanksgiving. And if the football team is lucky enough to still be going, obviously, you know, you'll be playing during then. So be interesting to see softball-wise. Softball, the winner of the Cassville and Seneca District faces the winner of Southern Boone and Eldon, and they would have to go to either Southern Boone or Eldon next Saturday is when that game is scheduled. You would have to think that game, even though it's on a Saturday, probably not going to take place till 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon so people can get there, because that's going to be close to a 4-hour drive for people if they're coming from Seneca or Cassville.
Long drives, they're going to extend those games back, similar to how the Live for Life game was, the Mexico game was on a Saturday afternoon for playoff action. Both teams have made their way on the field. The clock is being reset to 12 minutes. Third quarter action coming at you in just a second. Kicking the ball off is Sue Tang, the freshman kicker for East Newton. High end over and kick. Great kick as Hunter Haynes has got to retreat all the way back to the 4-yard line to get this one. Got a little bit of room at the 15-yard line. Tripped up there. Breaks free. He's at the 25, the 35, 30. 50, 45, got blockers in front of him. Hunter Haynes is going to take this one 96 yards for the score. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Hunter Haynes. 96-yard kickoff return.
And you see it there on the replay. I had to catch it a little bit late just because of that. He was able to get a couple of blocks and get all the way into the end zone, and that is what Seneca has been looking for, and it brings a little bit of life back into the building here to start the second half. Darryl, you see anything exciting there other than him breaking a couple tackles?
Well, first things first, I mean, it was a good kickoff down to the 4-yard line. And my gosh, I mean, when Hunter broke that first line, yeah, you could see it was all the way.
Seneca fans have seen that a couple times this year as our kickoff team had a couple kickoff returns against them as the kick is up and through by Magnus Gassaway. 11:45 to go here in the third quarter. Seneca leads 35-7.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Welcome you back here to the Valley. We were just talking about that at the break, how, Seneca had basically 9 guys within 10 yards of where they were supposed to be at. Basically, their hands team out there, and thought maybe outkicked their coverage, but really East Newton had the advantage because Seneca had all their guys drawn up with a deep kick back to the 96-yard line. Those guys should have broke through and got to Haynes, but Haynes just found a seam and was gone.
And he was able to, he broke a tackle right around the 32-yard line, and then Seneca able to get a couple guys blocked away.
Weird kick that's going to be fielded by River Inlow at about the 25-yard line and going to be brought down about the 34-yard line. Good stop there by the Indians. I believe that's coming off the field is number 79, Tyler Bettles for the Indians. Ball placed at the 34-yard line.
Yes. You would be correct, Seth. Kind of an interesting score here. I know it's a rivalry game, but you would think Nixa would be beating Ozark a little bit more than they are. It's only 28-7. I say only. I mean, the way Nixa's been playing, that's the surprise.
Doubles for East Newton to start their first drive of the second half. Got to get their stats pulled up here as I was ready for Seneca offense. Going to send a man in motion. It's going to be a toss to Bales. Bales trying to get to the edge. Aiden Crane misses him, and he's finally going to be forced out of bounds by Drew Sherwood and Roman Miller at the 37-yard line. Pick up a 3 on the play. Second down and 7.
It's almost like a little pop pass there. I don't know if you want to give him credit for a pass on the play, but
no, I'm not going to. Sponsors for tonight's game: Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, New Mac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, and Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Second down and 7 coming up for the Patriots. Doubles. Going to send Bales in motion. Youngblood fake the handoff to him. He's got a one-man route again. That's going to be Rozier, and it's going to be over the head of Ryder Owens, and Brant Laughlin's going to wrap him up and take him down at the 48-yard line. Again, put that ball where only his receiver could get it.
Well, Seth, there a little bit because, I was happen to see that and watch it. I think Ryder probably could have got a little bit more depth back there and been able to maybe not pick it off, but be able to jump and catch it a little bit more.
Well, the action went away from him. So when the action's going away from him, there's not a big run threat other than the quarterback coming up. You've got your other first and second line there, so drop back a little bit deeper, maybe get a hand on that football and knock it down. 2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far side for Youngblood. Youngblood's going to hand it off to Inlow. Inlow's going to dance around a little, makes the first man miss, still on his feet. Finally, Blaze Graham, Hunter Haynes going to wrap him up at the 44-yard line.
That was a good job by him of kind of squeezing and finding a gap because they had a pulling guard who was able to crash down on the end there, and then he just cut it upfield and somehow squirted through for a gain of 8.
Second down and 2 coming up for East Newton.
Now East Newton was able to drive to end the second quarter, and right now they're on a drive here. See if Seneca can find a way to stop them.
2 receivers on the near side, 1 wing back in for East Newton. Handoff's going to be to Inlow. Inlow's going to dance to the left side. Roman Miller's going to wrap him up. Let's see where the spot's going to be at. They got him, I think, at the 43, so just a gain of 1, third down and 1.
Roman Miller did a good job of finding space and getting the tackle there.
Third down and 1. 9:53 to go here in the third quarter. Sponsor for tonight's game: Mid-America Specialty Markets, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Gadsden Snack, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, Access Family Care, and Promised Land Fellowship. But there's only 10 seconds left on the play clock. They got to hurry and get this one before they have a delay of game. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left. Youngblood is going to send a man in motion. That's Ellison. It's going to be Youngblood taken to the right side. Roman Miller is going to get there and stop him. Back at the 44-yard line, a loss of 1 on the play. Aiden Crane there to help out. Good job by those 2 to make it 4th down and 2.
That's a good job because I thought everybody was flowing to the right side. I was flowing to that right side with my eyes. It came to this left side.
Not me, Ben. I was right on it.
And good job there by the linebacker to find it as well.
Ben, I'm going to take a break here from this. I just want to make an announcement. I found out Little Debbie Christmas tree cakes are back in stock in Southwest Missouri.
It's a little early. We're not even to Halloween.
I know. 4th down and 2 coming up. Trips to the near side.
Got to think
Youngboy going to go for the quick hitter. That's going to be batted down by the last second by Brant Laughlin. They were looking for Coy Matheson. You were thinking Rozier. That's what I was thinking too. They went with Matheson. It's a turnover on down. Good job by Brant Laughlin.
It was a one-man route, Seth, and Laughlin was able to break on it and get a tip on the play. Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services by Dr. Seth Wilson, call 417-776-4556, sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics. It's Davidson in at quarterback for Seneca.
Roman Miller to the right. Hunter Haynes going to go in motion. It's going to be a fake to Hunter Haynes. He's looking for the deep ball. He's got Blaze Graham open over the middle. It's at the 28-yard line, and Blaze Graham is going to be gone. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Blaze Graham, that 56-yarder. It seems to be a common 56-yard play.
Just a straight post route by Blaze Graham, beats the cornerback, and nobody's going to catch him. Beautiful ball by Clay Davidson, and an extra point pending away from a 35-point lead.
Yeah, last week was a 56-yarder. This week's a 56-yarder. Point after pending as Brant Laughlin the holder. Magnus Gasaway on to attempt the point after. Good snap, good hold. Kick is up. 8:36 to go here in the third quarter. Seneca leading 42-7.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
8:36 to go in the third quarter. Magnus Gasaway is going to put this one away, and there's a stoppage of play. Looks like Seneca may have been offsides.
Yeah, I think Gasaway, he kind of angles his kicks, and sometimes...
Yeah, he has a stutter step. Maybe that's what caught him.
And I was going to say, I think that may mess up the return coverage. Or not return coverage, but the kickoff unit. Because I've noticed that every time. It seems like it's very close. And
yeah, he's quick.
So,
but it's like, it's just a soccer style kick. That's what they typically do. They get their stutter steps, and so they got to do a better job of timing that.
And he's been kicking off enough and these guys have been covering it that they should know that.
Well, he's got some other guys in there too that maybe necessarily haven't been in there a whole lot the last few weeks because you've been seeing Roman in there quite a bit. Roman's out on the sideline.
Too, yeah.
Probert here.
Ty Adams.
Yep, all those different guys. So trying to get his steps matched. It's a tough one to do. He's got that little hesitation, but he does a great job for us. Super, super excited to see him for the next 3 years. Knuckleball type of kick that bounces down at the 34-yard line. It's going to be fielded at Bales at the 31-yard line. He's going to get wrapped up and brought down. Hanging on to his feet is number 49, Logan Thompson. Good job by him just to get a hold of his ankle and not let go. Ball placed at the 40. Stone Oiler there on the stop as well for the Indians.
Make sure you stay tuned after tonight's game for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Also check out our live scoreboard during the game. Go to kneo.org/sports, click on the scoreboard link, or download the KNEO iPhone or Android phone apps. Get the latest scores from games around the area as they're happening. And first team defense still out there, Seth. I think if they can get a stop, you may see some second stringers next offensive possession.
River Inlow is going to take the handoff from the new quarterback right there to make the stop. Jude King and Jace Renfro for the Indians. New quarterback is Boone Johnson, the freshman.
And you may just, East Newton, they don't have a ton of players, so they may just be saying, hey, the way the score is, let's try and give our quarterback a little bit of a break here.
Well, they've got to be careful, too, because you only have so many quarters a week you can give, so they may only end up playing like a half a JV game.
Yeah.
If they don't have enough players.
You can do six
quarters a week.
6 quarters a week.
So, yeah.
Of course, it is the third quarter, so they can play a full JV game in 2 tonight.
But I would think if Seneca can get a stop here defensively, you'll see the bomb squad next offensive possession.
Johnson stays in at quarterback, going to send Bales in motion. It's going to be a give to Bales. Bales is going to make a cutback, makes the first man miss, and he's going to be stood up by Landon Hartgee for the Indians. Good job there by Hartgee just to get in his hip pocket of his lineman. Back to the original line of scrimmage, and it's going to make it 3rd down and 10.
Well, here comes Youngblood again, so
maybe he got shaken up on a play previously. Passing down situation. Got to cover Bales, got to cover Rozier. I mean, that's where they're going to go to.
They're just trying to find the soft spots in the zone.
Going to send Bales in motion, so it's going to be a one-man route on that far side by Rozier. And Youngblood's going to have pressure in his face. Aiden Carring's going to get to him. And I'm not sure if he was out of the pocket enough for a intentional grounding. They're going to say, I guess he was close enough, but there was not a receiver within 10, 15 yards of the ball where it landed at.
As long as he was outside the pocket and he got past the line of scrimmage.
I'm not sure he was outside the pocket because he stepped up into Jace Renfro's arms.
The other thing here, Seth, is the officials may be looking at the score and going, we're going to let this one slide.
Good call, Ben. Good call. Youngblood on to punt this one away for the Patriots, excuse me.
I don't know that Seneca's going to rush that much. Everybody's kind of in a standing up position.
Brock Pendergraft's going to rush back there. He almost was able to get to it.
That's
good punt there by Youngblood as Braze Graham's going to haul this one in at the 23, and he's going to be stopped right there. Good coverage downfield. Looks like maybe River Inlow back there on the stop for the Patriots.
Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Once again, Seneca softball in the Class 3 District 6 championship game on Monday night in Cassville. If you can't make it down to Cassville and to support the girls, listen to the game on KNEO 91.7 FM. Pregame about 5:40 with first pitch scheduled for 6 o'clock.
Trips to the near side for Brant Laughlin. Roman Miller to the right of him.
I think this is still kind of the first stringers here.
Going around the option to Roman Miller. Miller trying to get to the edge, and he's going to be brought down across the 30-yard line. Not sure if he got out of bounds or not.
Doesn't really matter. Up 35.
Does not.
Up 35, that clock's going to continue to wind regardless of what happened.
Line, a 6-yard pickup, 2nd down and 4.
At some point here, you would think in the near future is Stone Oiler, and I think that's Silas Ball check in. I would think the second stringers will be in.
2 receivers to the far side. As it's going to be Laughlin running to the left side. Gets behind Hughes' block. Keeps his feet churning for a first down to the 34-yard line. 5-yard pickup. Good job there by Laughlin. Good blocking by Hughes just to give him enough of a crease to get the first down.
Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, equal housing lender, proud sponsor. Seneca Indian. Seth, it's hard to believe. Week 9 next week, heading to Lamar.
It's been a fast football season.
It always goes that way.
Handoff's going to go to Miller to the right side. Silas Ball looking for somebody to block. Miller takes on one defender from East Newton, and he's able to get across the 41-yard line. Matheson with the stop.
It's kind of
second down.
Kind of amusing there. Seth Ball gets through the hole, and there's nobody there. He's like, who am I supposed to block?
Find somebody. Well, the guy that he probably should have blocked because he was looking inside. The guy came from the defensive back position, the cornerback position, and made the stop. So he probably didn't see him because he turned inside to look for any flow coming back from the backside. 2nd down and 3 coming up. We're at the 3-minute mark in the third quarter. Handoff's going to go to Miller. He's got room in front of him, makes the first man miss. Got enough for the first down as he's brought down from behind by number 56, Cole Moore, the sophomore from East Newton at the 49-yard line. 8-yard pickup for Roman Miller.
And Seth, we mentioned Lamar next week. It's kind of interesting. When I first came here, Lamar was in the very throes of their dominance. I think there's still that name recognition, and a lot of people scared of playing Lamar. I think Seneca's turned that on its head a little bit.
Screen pass this time to Hunter Haynes on the outside edge. Rozier makes Drew Sherwood miss. There's going to be a penalty flag as Hunter Haynes gets upended by number 1, Boone Johnson.
Stone Oiler is going to be called for holding.
That's unfortunate because that was a big gain there on the screen pass.
because he bounced outside, and that's what happens sometimes is those defenders try and get off, and the receivers don't realize that you're bouncing to that outside. But like I was saying is, Lamar does have that name recognition, and probably a lot of teams go into Lamar thinking, I don't know if we really got a shot at beating them. Seneca has proven over the last 5-6 years that they're not scared to go to Lamar and play them.
Loss of 4 yards on the penalty. First down and 14.
Like you said, it'll be interesting because I don't know if Lamar's really playing for anything next week either.
Trips to the near side for Laughlin. Going to send a man in motion. That's Hunter Haynes. Handoff's going to go to Haynes. Haynes makes a 90-degree cut at the 44-yard line. Spins out of one contact. Still on his feet. Gives a stiff arm. Still on his feet at the 40. Got enough for the first down. Good running there by Hunter Haynes.
Just a bowling ball there for him, bouncing off of different guys like a bowling pin and able to pick up a first down.
17-yard pickup for Haynes. First down 10, Clay Davidson checks in to spell Brant Laughlin.
Looks like Lamar's kind of locked into that second seed in their district, so they may not have a whole lot to
Holden in their district?
And they're number 1.
That's what I thought. Graham split out to the far side. Sherwood to the near side. Jude King on the far side as well. He's standing up. Handoff's going to go to, no, it's going to be Clay Davidson run to the right side. He's at the 35-yard line. The 30, lowers his shoulder at the 28. Going to get brought down just across the 27-yard line. Enough for the first down. On the stop is number 1, Johnson, and Matheson also. Good run there by Davidson. Yeah. Did you not hear that?
You said David.
Oh, I thought I said Davidson. Sorry.
No.
Excuse me.
At least I didn't hear it, but, I could be going deaf. So
Davidson. There you go, Ben. 11-yard pickup for Davidson on that carry. To same formation once again for the Indians. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Miller just stutter step waiting, and he bursts through with a head of steam down to the 20-yard line. 7-yard pickup, second down and 3.
Good patient running there by Miller, waiting for a hole to open up.
Second down and 3 coming up. Game sponsored by People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, the Seneca School District, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Doug's Body Works, Prairie Top Chiropractic, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden. Receivers to each side, 2 on the far side, this time for Davidson and the Indians. Going to send Blaze Graham in motion. Graham going to take the handoff. Bobbles it a little bit, and he's going to get wrapped up. Maybe a loss on the play to the 20. They're going to say about it to the 21-yard line. That'll be the last play of the third quarter. We'll go to the fourth. Seneca leading 42-7 here on the Seneca Indian Sports Network.
Sponsoring the East Newton Patriots is Promised Land Fellowship on the south side of Highway 86 across from East Newton High School. Promised Land Fellowship has services on Sundays at 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. They also have children, youth, and adult services on Wednesday nights at 7. Promised Land Fellowship on the south side of 86 Highway across from the high school, proudly supporting the Patriots.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Fourth quarter action coming from you here in the Valley. Tom Hodge Field, Earl Campbell Stadium. Seneca leading 42-7. That clock will start back up again. It won't stop until it gets back within 5 scores. Jumbo package here as Jace Renfro checks in as the H-back.
Yeah, you have King at one tight end, and I can't tell who's at that other.
Aiden Crane at the other. Handoff's going to go to Miller. Dances around a little bit. Tries to get to the edge. Gives a stiff arm. He's fighting for extra yardage. And he's going to be finally brought out of bounds. He's got enough for the first down.
You got to be careful there.
Almost got the face mask.
I was going to say, last week he got called for a face mask.
But if you look at that picture, I think our Rob Wright, our Seneca photographer, caught that when they both had a hold of each other's face mask, and unfortunately Roman was the one that was charged with the penalty. Ball's a 13-yard line. Pickup of 8 on the play by Roman Miller. Good blocking there for the Indians up front.
Cassville's taking a 34-28 lead over Monette. That's a third quarter score.
Jumbo package in again. Handoff's going to go to Miller to the left side. And it's going to be brought down immediately by number 10, Adam Wolf. And at the 10-yard line. 2nd down and 7. I was going to say he got to 4.
They said he got 4 yards. Yeah,
I had him at 3 yards. So.
Yeah, I mean, I think your
ball was initially at the 13.
No, it looks like the 14 maybe.
No, it's a 13.
Okay.
2nd down coming up for the Indians. One receiver split out to the far side. That's Blaze Graham. It's going to be Roman Miller, the direct snap. He gets hit. And Davidson and Ball right there almost like ran past 2 defenders they could have tackled as Bales comes in and makes the tackle at about the 7-yard line. Pick up a 3, 3rd down and 4. That direct snap worked out well a while ago for him. That time he got 3 yards. But
Wildcat there for him.
You know, he used to run that really well. Was it Tim Tebow ran a little bit of Wildcat?
Yeah, because he couldn't really throw the ball.
Well, I mean, he lined up in a receiver at times. Clay Davidson going to take it to the left side. He's in the 5-yard line, reaches out, tries to get to the goal line. He's going to be short, but he's going to be a 1st down and goal at the 2. Good run there by Clay Davidson.
And it's been quarterback by committee here tonight, Seth, and both Davidson and Laughlin have done an excellent job. Don't be surprised if next week you see that, and if Probert's not able to come back after the bye week, I wouldn't be surprised if you see that as well.
So you got Probert, who is listed at 6'1", 190. Clay Davidson is listed at 6'1", 195. As the handoff's going to go to Roman Miller, dances to the left side. No signal yet. He's going to be just shy of the goal line, so 1-yard pickup there. Clay Davidson, the same size body that Brody Probert is. Then you got Brant Laughlin, 5'8", 160, get that speed and duck and dodge and dip and all those other words.
If you could, instead of dodging a wrench, dodging people.
Dodging people. So Brant's got that wrestler toughness, undefeated sophomore season wrestling last year, state champion. So he's going to fight for all the extra yardage he can get.
See if Davidson gets a carry. No.
Handoff's going to go to Miller. He gets stood up at the line of scrimmage. Going to go into the end zone for a touchdown. Touchdown, Seneca Indians. Touchdown, Row Miller.
Just a straight dive play, really, for Seneca. Roman Miller gets cut at the knees, but able to get just enough into the end zone to extend the lead. That's the only time the clock will stop, is if Seneca or East Newton gets a touchdown.
That's going to be a long time of possession on that one. Magnus Gasway on to attempt this point after. It looked like they were going to get back there to it because Aiden Wolf had a beat on that one. But it's going to go through the uprights. Seneca leads this one 49-7. We'll step aside for 30 seconds.
Amry Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amry Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
Knee just popped.
Seth's knee just popped.
Sorry about that. I was trying to stand up for a second. My knee just gave out on me.
He's getting old, folks.
Back here in the 4th quarter, Seneca leading 49-7 over East Newton.
So, Seth, what you're telling me is you can't walk and you can't see.
I can't see and I can't walk. That's not what you want to hear if you're listening in. Yeah. Your play-by-play guy can't see anything. I'm making it, though. I'm all right. I can see. Magnus Gasway on to kick this one away for the Indians. High end over end kick that's going to be fielded by River Enlow at the 24-yard line. Tries to make a cut to the right side. He's going to get held up just enough. I believe it's Dawson Manley, the one that held onto his jersey and slowed him down so everybody else could help him out.
And the bomb squad makes an appearance.
That was Dawson Manley, I believe, on the stop. Yes, it was. 8:30 to go here in the 4th quarter. East Newton have it 1st down and 10 from their own 41-yard line.
Stay tuned after tonight's game for today's player of the game, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. For more information on chiropractic services, by Dr. Seth Wilson. Call 417-776-4556, the sponsor of Seneca Indian Athletics.
Boone Johnson stays in at quarterback, 2 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. Handoff's going to go right up the middle. Coming in to make the stop for the Indians, number 20, Rush Crane. Stops him actually for a loss of 1 in the play. Ball carrier was number 20. That is Tristan Noon. Good job there by Rush Crane, loss of 1. You know, these JV guys, they sit there through all the film sessions and everything else during the week, and they know exactly what's going on, what East Newton's going to present, and they're just waiting for their name to be called on a Friday night. Same way with East Newton. They do the same exact thing. Man's going to go in motion. It's going to be a handoff to him. That's number 5. Dawson Manley giving chase, unable to get to it. Cade Finley giving chase, unable to get to him. Finally, Manley's going to catch back up to him and force him out of bounds. That's Sisse.
It's right around midfield, Seth.
3rd down at the 50-yard line to pick up a 10. 3rd down and 1. And I apologize if I am messing up these last names from East Newton. 10-yard pickup there for number 5, Sisse. 3rd down and 1 coming up. Sponsors for tonight's game: Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, the Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Marine Center Incorporated, and Community Bank and Trust. Doubles for East Newton. It's going to be a little RPO action. They're going to give it to the first man through. Giving chase is Dawson Manley and brings him down, but not before number 20. That is Noon can make the first down run to the 46.
That was nice pursuit, though, by Crane, Seth. Did a good job of making sure it wasn't going to be a big gain.
That was Manley, Dawson Manley.
Oh,
87.
thank you.
Yep, you're right.
And, Seth, how about this? Mount Vernon has taken a 21-18 lead over Nevada.
What? Wow. 49-7 your score here. 6:19 to go here in the 4th quarter. Doubles again for East Newton. Going to send Noon in motion once again. Handoff's going to go to him. Dawson Manley makes him reverse field, and he's got Green to this side. Coming up to make the play is Logan Thompson, taking on defender.
Manley's been all over the place, Seth. He did a good job of forcing him back inside. Unfortunately for the Indians, there was nobody home to try and wrap him up.
That was a great play by Logan Thompson, though. He had a much bigger blocker in front of him. That was number 6 blocking. Don't have a number 6 on the roster. Let's go with 8. TJ Ellis, number 9. Good job blocking on Thompson, but Thompson sheds the block at the last second and hauls him down. 2nd down and 5 coming up for the Patriots. Johnson going to hand it off the first man through, and he's going to run into the arms of Rush Crane. Carrying the ball is number 14. That's Jackson Hightower, another freshman. Got a lot of freshmen doing a lot of good things for the Patriots. Good to see some younger guys getting some action for them. Hightower takes that carry. Gets up to the 34-yard line. Gain of, I lost my spot there. Gain of 7 on the play. 1st down and 10 for East Newton. Looking pass. Johnson's going to roll out. He's going to throw it back to the backside. It's caught by Ellis, and he's going to be brought down at about the 29. Excuse me, Ellison.
Looked like a lineman had to try and catch him there.
5-yard pickup there as Johnson throws it out to Ellison.
Battles with the tackle.
2nd down and 5. 4:25 to go here in this one. Doubles again for East Newton as Johnson comes up to the shotgun formation. To the left of him is Hightower. Going to send a man in motion. That's Ellison. Going to drop back to pass as Johnson throws it over the middle. He's got a man open. It's hauled in, and Logan Thompson takes him down. Receiver is TJ Ellis. Ellis hauls that one in. Ball spotted at about the 18-yard line. 11-yard pickup there.
East Newton, the second stringer's doing a good job here for East Newton of just driving down the field on the second string of Seneca.
East Newton's got some quick, speedy guys doing a lot of good things for them. Handoff's going to go to Ellison. On the jet motion, there's going to be a holding penalty as Ray was trying to get free.
And Seth, I was going to say a couple minutes ago, this has been a pretty penalty-free game.
Yeah, it has. First half, there was only 2 by East Newton in the first half and 3 by Seneca. Holding against East Newton, marching back 10 yards, second down and 20. Or, excuse me, first down and 20. All the way back to the 28. 3.5 minutes ago, the clock is stopped.
I think they stop on the penalty until they assess it. Everyone at the Neosho Daily News wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. And to keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule, be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Once again, we'll tell you about softball after this play.
First down and 20 coming up for East Newton. Johnson got trips to the far side. It's going to be a give to number 14, Hightower. Hightower trying to get to the edge. Dawson Manley giving chase. Good open field tackle out there on that far side. And I'm having, is that Sage? Is that Landon Sage out there on the far side?
Number 11.
Number 11. That's Easton Haynes. Landon Sage checked in on this side. So that was Easton Haynes out there, younger brother of Hunter Haynes.
Seneca softball Monday night, Class 3 District 6 Championship at Cassville. 6 o'clock start time. If you can't make it, listen to it live on the radio or on the phone app. We'll have it on our YouTube page as well. Audio only, though.
Handoff's going to go the first man through. He's going to bounce around a little bit, and he's going to be brought down. Good tackle there as Noon has the carry up to about the 17, 16-yard line. We're seeing Marcus Ford progress up to the 16. Easton Haynes on the stop as the Mr. Darren Burr says over the PA system. I can't really see that well that far away on that far sideline. A gain of 7 to play, third down and 8.
Sorry, Seth. That looked like number 3.
On the carry or on the tackle?
On the tackle.
So that'd be Landon Sage. Now, I kind of thought maybe that's who it was, but that far sideline, that's a good ways away for me to see. Handoff's going to go the first man through, and he's going to be bottled up immediately, running into kind of his own blocker, but also on the stop, number 65 for the Indians. That is not 65, excuse me.
Oh,
that was a fumble on the play.
I was going to say,
really?
Yeah,
I did not see that.
I didn't see it either, but all of a sudden it went from third to first down. So Seneca must have got a fumble.
Who got that fumble recovery, Coach? Did you see it?
I did not see.
Sawyer Oilers. Sawyer Oilers, what they're saying. Younger brother Stone Oiler, number 60. I thought it was number 66. First down and 10 for Seneca. Ball on their own 16-yard line.
So Seneca +2 in the turnover department here tonight.
And now it's going to go to Stone Oiler. Stone Oiler's trying to get some blockers in front of him. He's at the 25, at the 30. Their 35-yard line, tripped up at the 40-yard line. 2 penalty flags. We'll see if they're offsetting. Maybe 2 holding penalties, 1 on Rush Crane, maybe right here in front of us, and not sure where the other one might be, but there may be 2 holds.
The one was at the 18-yard line, so I think that one takes priority.
If it's a block in the back or 2 holdings, or
block in the back would be declined because of where the holding call was.
We'll sort it out. It is a block in the back. Holding on the Indians. Should be half the distance.
Well, if it's from the 20, you would take it 10 yards to the 10.
Is it from the 20?
Well, it's the 19, so I don't know if you take the whole 10 or not.
Well, it depends on.
They're going the whole 10.
That would be 9.5.
What depends on what the moon phase is, and also depends on.
Oh, I guess they went from the 20
back to the 10-yard line,
or they only marked as 9 yards. One of the two.
Yeah, they must have gone from the 20.
1:13 to go in this one. Seneca leading 49-7. Clay Davidson in shotgun formation. I believe that's Logan Thompson to the left of him. Handoff's going to go to Thompson. Thompson's going to bounce it out to the right side. He's got a little bit of steam at the 15 to 20, 25. Gives a stiff arm 30, 35, 40. Across midfield, makes a cutback at the 40. Still on his feet, 35-yard line, 20. Still going down the sideline. Logan Thompson is going to go the distance from 90 yards. Great run there.
What an excellent run by him. You see it here, and he does a good job, Seth, of zigzagging, and good job there. Blockers downfield for him as well to get into the convoy, into the end zone, and you know those seniors are pumped up for the second stringers.
90 yards. Well, that makes him the second leading rusher on the night. 1 carry, 90 yards. That's going to boost his average. Man, he zigzagged back and forth through there multiple times. Looked like he was going to be down. Good snap. Good hold. Magnus Gasaway puts that one through. 56-7 your score. 52 seconds left to go. We'll step aside for 30.
Missourians know we've got their back. For 75 years, they've turned to Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for dependable, personalized life insurance coverage. That's 75 years protecting families and the lives they've built. For small-town values and big-time protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
Welcome back here to the Valley as there's 52 seconds left to go in this one. As Seneca has their twos on for kickoff team. See different guys out there like Jackson Yoakum, number 21 for the Indians. Number 3, Landon Sage. Number 79 out there, Tyler Bettles. Number 19, Cade Finley. Number 88, Paxton Ray. Dawson Manley out there, Rush Crane. I'm trying to get them all in. They kicked the ball a little too quick, but that's okay. As Rozier's going to field this one at the 24-yard line. Coming up to make the play is Dawson Manley.
He got decapitated.
Takes one of his wrestling moves out there and takes him down. Rush Crane on the stop as well.
And I think you're looking at one play probably here. They haven't started the play clock yet. If Mount Vernon, if East Newton wants to snap it, they haven't started the play clock yet. I think the referee's waiting for that, and they still haven't started it. So East Newton doesn't have to snap the ball if they don't want to. I think the
quarterback's walking off the field for East Newton. Their team is walking off the field. Seneca will walk off the field as well. Seneca wins this one 56-7. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll have the postgame show for you right after this.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians! The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is Better Health, Better You.
Proud
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
All right, we're going to break here at the postgame show for your postgame show sponsors, Carter College and the Seneca School District. We're going to send it down to the field where we have our players of the game. We're going to go with two this week. We got Brant Laughlin and Clay Davidson down there. Go ahead, Coach.
Hey, bro, I'm talking to Brant here first. Hey, you guys had to step up this week. You know, we got an injury coming on, a little tweak of the knee. You guys had to step up. You've been doing it on Monday nights for a little while, and you guys have seen a little bit of time on Friday, but you guys are the main guys tonight. What's that feel like?
It was awesome. Coach prepared us for it. We split reps all week, and we just were prepared to come win a game.
Well, you know, they had two quarterbacks last year that did split reps, so they did a lot of good job, and you guys did a great job tonight. What are you, was he 3 for 6 tonight?
3 for 6, 33 yards.
Yeah, 3 for 6, and a couple of them should have been caught too. You know, you guys threw the ball well.
Thank you. Yeah, they should have been better balls, but it is what it is. Work on it, get back to work, and complete those passes next time.
Well, you do a good job on defense too. Shut down corner. I mean, you do a good job all year long. You've done a good job. Okay, we got Clay Davidson here. Clay, sophomore year. Okay, yeah, it looked like you stepped up and made some good impacts on tonight. How's it feel like to be on this field on a Friday night?
Man, it feels great, but it wasn't just me who got here. My teammates, Rowan Miller, Brody Probert, they were there with me every step of the way and coaching me up on the sidelines, even when I was getting my butt ripped by Coach Oburn, and they were there. And I know he does it out of love.
Oh, yeah. It's always out of love. I used to be a coach too, and it's always out of love. And that's what players like you understand. You see that night, but you threw the ball well. What was he,
2 for 2, 90 yards.
90 yards and a 56-yarder over the top to Blaze Graham. How's that feel, the first touchdown pass?
It felt amazing. I mean, Blaze was in the right spot. I just put it out there for him to go get it.
Well, I tell you what, let's go have a good week of practice, and you know we got another one next Friday night at Lamar.
Yes, sir.
All right, we're going to send it back to you guys.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Wait a minute, hang on.
What's that?
I forgot to give them the shirts.
Oh, that's okay.
Let me give that to Brent.
Give them the Brent. Yeah, we got a shirt for you. One's an extra large, one's a large. You guys figure it out.
That's good.
Back to you guys.
Thanks a lot, Coach. Clay Davidson, Brant Laughlin, our players of the game. You know, it's not that they did something that was just
spectacular.
One of the most amazing plays ever. Their whole entire gameplay was spectacular. Those guys stepping up, and it's like we didn't miss a beat tonight with those two stepping in. That's what you want to see. They expected that of themselves. Like Clay said a while ago, Coach Hilburn expects a lot of them. He's going to jump on them sometimes. That's what good coaches do. They expect a lot of you. If they didn't expect that a lot out of you, then that means they don't think you got anything in it. And Coach Hilburn knows his players' potential and does that really well to get the best out of them.
Well, you think about it, you know, Coach Hilburn talked about it a little bit in his coach's show. You're spending 8-9 months with these guys, so I think at this point you know them pretty well. And Seth, Coach Hilburn's here, so I don't know if you want to take a break or just go straight to him.
Yeah, we'll take a break and we'll get Coach Hilburn on the headset here. We'll be back in just a little bit.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the four-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
And we welcome back in here to the post-game show. I'm sitting down here with Coach Hilburn of the Seneca Indians. Coach, congratulations. Another win tonight. Kind of did a little bit short-handed, but those guys stepped right up. We had Clay Davidson, Brant Laughlin on just a moment ago. Those are the players of the game. Those guys stepped up and filled in nicely for Brody. Didn't miss a beat.
Yeah, I was proud of both those guys. We went in and we just split reps all week, and I didn't know what I was going to do. People were asking me today, who's the guy, and I just kind of went through the call sheet, and he did this well all this week. He did this well, and we're going to roll him and just put him in some tough situations. I told them that the hard part was done. Those 4 guys are in my position group, and I'm not the nicest person in the world. They'll tell you that. I coached them hard all week, and I told them I was going to coach them with the same expectation that I have for Brody. And that's a high expectation, but that's what they want. They want to be coached hard. And I told them, when you get to Friday night and I'm not standing right behind you in practice, that's when the fun starts. And they both went out there. They were a little tight early on, but it was good to see them both have success in the second half.
You talk about their body style coming in behind Probert. You got Clay Davidson, 6 foot, 195 pounds, very similar to Brody. You got Brant, 5'6", 165. Brant plays, though, with that wrestler toughness, the undefeated state champion wrestler toughness. He's not going to go down. He's going to fight for every last yardage he can get. Those guys both filled in really well for you. Can't talk about that enough. But otherwise, Roman Miller, 5 touchdowns tonight for you, 24 carries, 180 yards. Kind of a quiet, so to speak, night for him, but still had 180 yards.
Yeah, he's pretty good. One of the officials came up to me and was like, "Man, this kid, just scored that touchdown. He's back in making the first play on defense." He said, "Is that normal?" And I said, "Yeah, that's who he is." We actually did, and he wasn't very happy with us, but we got him off kickoff and kickoff return tonight, and he threw a fit about it. That's the last thing he wanted to do. But I told him, we're going to start managing try to start managing his workload just a little bit. Hopefully to get to the bye week.
Coach, you're starting to sound like some of those NBA players. You got to manage your workload here at week 8. You kind of got to do that, though. You're almost done with your season, almost 75%, 80% done with your season, and got to manage that workload for those guys going forward. Defensively, you gave up the 1 touchdown tonight, but you got the interception, you got the fumble recovered by Sawyer Euler there later on in the game. The defense, they came out ready to play, filling the gaps. You saw Jude King filling in the gaps great as the linebacker position. Aiden Crane able to get back there, cause some pressure. Brock Pendergraft back there. Jace Renham. Your defense is a well-rounded game tonight.
Yeah, I haven't seen the numbers yet, but last year they were able to run the ball on us. And when they're two-dimensional and can run it and throw it, they're tough to defend. And I think that kid rushed for like 160 yards on us last year. And our key, we had to stop the run. And I think we did that tonight. I felt pretty good about that part of the game. They got some passes on us. And then offensively, we put our defense in a tough spot there before the half. But we wanted to put our quarterbacks in a little bit of adversity and a little bit of stress right there. And, we had a couple drops, and then we missed the corner route to Rome. And then, we put our defense, they got plus territory right there, which, in my mind, in hindsight, that's not very smart. You're up 28-0, you should punt. But if we had that timeout and I mentioned that to our kids and they looked at me like I was nuts, like we never punt in this situation. I was like, you're right. And we got to see if our quarterbacks can make plays. And we don't know what Brody's status is. It's kind of day to day with him. And we'll see how he is next week. But we want to put him in those situations. The more times we can do that, the better it is for us down the road.
So we talked offense, we talked defense, special teams tonight. Magnus Gasway continues to put the ball through the uprights. 8 for 8 tonight on the after tries. His kickoffs, pinpoint location with those kickoffs. And then you had the block punt as well. I don't know if it was Landon Hartgee or Jace Renfro. One of those two guys got back there. Hartgee jumps on top of it. He did get caught, so the guys might harass him a little bit about that. But special teams all well performance tonight.
Yeah, that screams Coach Adams defensive tackles because we're in safe right there.
Yeah, we saw that.
And we're in safe protection, and our DTs, crank it up right there and get home. And Coach Adams probably had something to do with that. He's probably telling them to get upfield. But no, they both play with a ton of energy, and Landon Hartgee feeds off at Jace, and he gets better each and every week as well.
It's been a lot of fun watching you guys tonight. You got your one more. Your senior night went well for your guys, able to enjoy that, getting one more regular season home victory here at home before you guys go on the road next week.
Yeah, I think, and you're the history guy, but I was told before the game that this win would be 24 straight conference wins, which I think is a Seneca record is what I was told. I haven't checked all this, but I told our seniors, we talk about building legacy. They just clinched their fourth straight conference championship. They've won 24 straight conference games. What a cool deal to have for your senior night. That's a memory that can never be taken from them.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations again on your victory tonight. We'll see you next week at Lamar.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, we'll take a break. We come back. We'll have more post-game show for you right after this.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, "We want to go to heaven with you."
Hello, I'm Josh Dotson, a member of the Huddle Springs Church of Christ in Seneca, Missouri. I'm going to talk to you a moment about loneliness. It is a very deep ache that reaches down to the soul, but the Bible reminds us that we are truly never alone. From the beginning, God has told us that it is not good for man to be alone. And as a matter of fact, He shows us His intention is to have a relationship with Him and a relationship with others. That helps us to not be alone in this life. However, we still go through loneliness. Psalms chapter 34 verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in the spirit." Jesus Himself, though, we understand, experienced loneliness in the Garden of Gethsemane. Remember, He was abandoned, and remember, He was also forsaken at the cross. So Jesus can deeply feel our pain. He understands the loneliness. But through Him, we are offered not only that comfort, but we are also offered a community, the body of Christ. So when we feel forgotten, when we feel that everything has come crushing down and we are lonely, remember God has told us in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, "I will never leave you and I will never forsake you." So let us hold on to the truth that in Christ Jesus, loneliness may visit, but it never has to be the final word. For KNEO Radio, I'm Josh Dotson.
Proudly supporting the Seneca Indians is Doug's Body Works. Owned and operated by Doug Scribner, they offer a 24-hour wrecker service and specialize in auto body and frame repair. Doug's Body Works is located at 1008 Oneida in Seneca and is proud to serve the local area. 417-776-8611. Go Indians!
Amry Roofing and Construction, based in Seneca, Missouri, specialize in roofing, siding, guttering, remodels, decks, and new construction. They also handle concrete, fire, and flood mitigation, and even work directly with your insurance claims. 417-389-6986. Whether it's a small repair or a major project, you can count on Amory Roofing and Construction for quality, integrity, and craftsmanship. See more online at amoryroofing.com or find them on Facebook.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See Bank for complete details.
Hottle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Hottle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HottleSpringsChurchofChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Hottle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, we want to go to heaven with you.
And we welcome you back in here to the postgame show. Again, your Indians victorious 56-7. Postgame show sponsors, Crowder College and the Seneca School District. Other sponsors for tonight's game, 4 State Sports Report, Dairy Queen of Seneca, and First Community Bank, and Neosho Chamber of Commerce, and Amory Roofing and Construction. But your postgame show sponsors, Crowder College and the Seneca School District. Run through some stats for you in that second half. 19 plays for East Newton, 15 minutes, 5 seconds time of possession. For the Indians, 16 plays, 8:55 time of possession. And 45 total plays for the Indians tonight, 19 minutes, 22 seconds time of possession, 54 plays for East Newton, 28-38 time of possession. For the Indians, 36 rushing attempts, 244 yards. For the passing attempts, 5 of 8 for 123. For East Newton, 25 rushing attempts for 47 yards and 15-25 for 176 yards. I was mentioning special teams to Coach Hilburn a while ago. Completely forgot about Hunter Haynes' 96-yard touchdown return. I don't know how I missed that. You guys are usually on top and pointing that out, Ben. I don't know where you were at on that one, but I completely botched that one. That was another great play by the special teams tonight.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't bring it up either.
I know. And then he gave me a hard time about not knowing I'm the history guy for Seneca
football.
Well,
you know, when you talk to him on Wednesday, you can give him a hard time about saying, hey, you forgot about Hunter Haynes' 96-yard touchdown.
Haynes had a great game tonight for us, but we want to give shout-out to all those guys. I mean, golly, just a good overall team effort tonight, Ben, by the Seneca Indian football squad.
Yeah, I mean, other than that possession before halftime, it really was complete domination from Seneca.
All right, we'll step aside. We come back. We'll go into our final drive scoreboard show right after this.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for over 20 area high schools and colleges. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or therapists can help you get back in the game. Now, let's go back live to the stadium for the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network.
And welcome into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Run through the Big 8 conference scores tonight. Cassville leading Monette late, 48-40. That is at Monette. Getting your Indians victorious 56-7. Lamar having no problem with Aurora 42-20. And Mount Vernon pulling the shocker tonight 28-24 over the Nevada Tigers.
And that is the second straight loss for Nevada. They lost last week as well. So, second place right now I think goes to maybe, a tie for second in Big 8. Goes to Cassville and potentially them as well. COC scores, we got some good ones. 29-28, Glendale has a third quarter lead. Last check over Lebanon has a third quarter lead over Glendale. Kickapoo had a 24-7 lead over Waynesville at the half. Carthage doubles up Webb City 28-14. That's a final. Republic all over Webb City, all over Neosho tonight. This one was a surprise. 42-14. That score was 35-0 at halftime. Joplin has no problem with Willard 49-8. That's a final. And Nixa all over Ozark 56-7.
Running over to the Ozark Mountain Conference, the West Plain over Marshfield in the third quarter, 32-17. Parkview over Hillcrest, 19-8 at the half. Carl Junction having no problem with Bolivar tonight, 44-7. And Branson over Logan Rogersville, 35-28.
That one's an interesting score, Seth, because Logan Rogersville was 6-1 going into that game. Branson 5-2. So that one has some OMC implications and might have some implications when it comes to that Class 5 District 6 seating. In the Mid-Lakes, only one score. It's a third quarter score. Forsyth beating Fairgrove 58-28.
Moving over to the Southwest Conference, Sarcoxy having no problem with Diamond tonight, 42-14. Marionville over Ashgrove, 34-7.
And I have Stockton over Skyline, 42-26. A couple 8-man scores for you. Jasper beat New Heights 42-22, and Lockwood beat Appleton City 66-12.
We'll step aside. We'll run through those scores once again for you from the Oklahoma and Kansas side and wrap things up here in the Valley at Tom Hodge Field.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Welcome back into the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Moving over to Oklahoma, Grove having no problem with Miami tonight, 36-13.
That was actually last night, but that's okay.
Last night.
SEK scores, Circle beating Fort Scott 13-6 in the fourth quarter, and Mulvane, no problem with Coffeyville, 60-0.
I do love that mascot, though, for Coffeyville, the Golden Tornado.
Yeah.
And the CNC Conference, St. Mary's Colgan over Erie 59-0 in the third quarter. Caney Valley over Galena 28-6 at the half. Frontenac over Columbus 41-14 over Frontenac over Columbus. And then Neodesha over Baxter Springs 35-28. That's a final score there. Special thank you to Daniel Moore for keeping us up to date on all those scores on the Final Drive Scoreboard. So sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. Landon Reiser back on the camera for us this week. Did a good job for us. Keeping you right on top of the action all night long here on senior night at Tom Hodge Field. So for Daniel, for Landon, for Ben, for Darryl, I'm Seth Wilson saying so long from the Valley. Again, your Indians victorious 56-7. Join us next week. What's that, Ben?
Also, don't forget Monday night.
Oh, yeah, softball game, Monday night, 6 o'clock first pitch?
Yes.
At Cassville, Seneca goes for the district championship. So for all the guys I mentioned just a while ago, 56-7, your final score tonight. Seneca wins this one. Join us next week as we'll be at Lamar to face the Tigers here on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
You've been listening to the Final Drive Scoreboard Show on the KNEO Sports Network. The Final Drive Scoreboard Show is sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. See how one of their certified physicians, certified athletic trainers, or a therapist can help you get back in the game. Join us again after the game next week as we will once again bring you all the latest scores right here on the Final Drive Scoreboard Show, sponsored by Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine. This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.